Live from Swain County Memorial Stadium in Boyce Dietz Field here at Swain County High School. This is Swain County High School Maroon Devil football live on the Maroon Devils Network. And tonight, all we need to say is one thing. It's Swain versus Murphy. Hi, everybody. Gary Ayers along with the coach, Rod White, joining me here on a Friday night. And Coach, anybody that knows anything about Maroon Devil football, all you got to say is Swain Murphy. It goes back, I think we started playing in 1947, and the rivalry is just as intense tonight as it's always been.
I love it, Gary. It was, during most of my career, or for all of my career, it was the last game of the season until they decided to start switching the schedule up. The conference did to where it wasn't always the last game of the season, but there's nothing like it. If there's ever a grudge match every year, I don't care how good either team is, it makes no difference. You're going to see special parts of both football teams tonight, and as we well know, parts that we may have not seen all year long.
Oh, no doubt about it. When you talk about these two teams, as you mentioned, for so many years, it always came down to the last game of the regular season for the conference championship, and normally it was Swain against Murphy. And I think there was some jealousy from some other teams in the Smoky Mountain Conference that didn't like that. And as you mentioned, the conference schedule got changed around. Now Robbinsville is a piece of this. Cherokee's a piece of this year anyway. And I'm not sure, Coach, if I've seen the conference this competitive with those four teams all still in the race for the conference title with only 2 weeks left.
That's exactly right, Gary. And the parity, how it's all evened out this season, I think it's great for the conference. It really is, simply because it shows how this thing rotates and how, from year to year things change because, we're a 1A school. You take what the good Lord gives you here, you try to develop it. Who knows what you're going to have when, you start during the summertime, during these workouts and everything. Everything's up in the air. But when it comes this time and things are starting to gel together and you've found your personality, your team personality, or most of it, then you start seeing what it's made of. So it's a good thing that there's at least four teams in this thing now that are competitive. They're competing with each other, and they know that's what it's going to boil down to.
Well, it's going to be a great night tonight. We're seeing a few clouds around, but it's been a beautiful day here in late October. This is kind of what football weather is supposed to feel like, and this is what a rivalry is supposed to feel like, and there's none better than Swain and Murphy. Looking at the conference standing coming into this game tonight, our Maroon Devils are 2-0. We're the only undefeated conference team in the league right now. Cherokee and Murphy are right behind us at 2-1. Robbinsville is still in it at 1-1. Andrews is kind of in trouble at 1-2, and Hayesville is 0-3 in the conference. Now, two other games tonight. Cherokee at Hayesville. Cherokee's a big favorite. Andrews at Robbinsville could be a real tough ball game.
Yep.
But the key game is right here.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's got eyes are on this ball game right here because either Murphy's going to leave here with 2 losses, and or we're going to end up with a loss, and there's going to be a 3-way tie. Now, I'm speaking as a coach. That's the way you got to look at things, and you got to know anything can happen tonight. You've got to try to put your best foot forward. There's going to be a lot of, I think, early game jitters going on out there because let's face it, these kids last spring when they faced each other, it was it really wasn't much of a there wasn't much of a ball game. It was not the atmosphere that it normally was, but now it is. I mean, we're back to fall football, and here it is now.
No doubt about it. As Murphy and now our Maroon Devils have warmed up, and they're leaving the field, and we're getting closer to kickoff time. We're going to take a break and recognize our great sponsors. Then we're going to come back and recognize some great teams that won some championships this week. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back as we're getting ready for kickoff coming up at 7:30 here tonight. But it's been a great week already for our Maroon Devil athletic program. This past week, the Smoky Mountain Conference held their 2021 cross-country championships up at Katua Farm. In the men's race, Cherokee took top team honors, winning the conference championship. But Swain's Connor Brown, a sophomore, won the men's race with a time of 17 minutes, 28.9 seconds. And for his efforts, Brown was named the Smoky Mountain Conference champion, as well as the Smoky Mountain Conference Runner of the Year. Kane Jones finished 5th for the Devils, making him an All-Smoky Mountain Conference selection. Congratulations to Connor, Kane, and all of the Maroon Devil runners. Now, in the same championships, the Lady Devil cross-country team captured the 2021 Smoky Mountain Conference Championship. The Lady Devils outdueled Cherokee for the team championship. Swain was one finisher away from having a perfect score, finishing with 18 points. Top finishers were Arizona Blankenship, Amaya Hicks, Gracie Menteith, Lily Burkness, and Emily Ulaner, all finishing in the top 6, making all of them all Smoky Mountain Conference. Congratulations to all of the Lady Devil runners. Now, Arizona Blankenship was the top finisher and the 2021 Smoky Mountain Conference champion. Blankenship's time was 18 minutes, 56.5 seconds. She was also named the Smoky Mountain Conference Runner of the Year. And, Coach, I know being involved in athletics, sometimes we don't maybe give enough credit to the runners that we should or could, but these kids spend a lot of time just plain old running and practicing, don't they?
That's a special breed. I don't know how you keep your mind right running those times, those distances, and at that speed. I just don't understand how they do it. I wish I could get inside their heads. I never had that kind of stamina. Knew very few people. I know Arizona's dad, but Neil, he was a great cross-country runner.
Right.
And then he could do that kind of thing. And you got to get inside yourself and find something. Whatever it was, I never had that.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is internal motivation, because a lot of that work you're doing out there on your own by yourself.
Yeah, this is not something you wait till the team practices. I mean, you got to do this stuff. Like you said, it's 365 days a year. You can't take 2-3 weeks off and not be running. You got to run some every day or every other day. I know that from being around a few people that were into that and understood it, but not me. I just that stamina thing. I was always wondering where the last one was, where the end was. So.
I hear you. Now, yesterday, more good news. The Maroon Devils soccer team took a 3-0 win over visiting Blue Ridge behind 2 goals from Landon Matz and a goal from Matthew Gray. With the win, the Devils secured the Smoky Mountain Conference Championship in soccer. It marks the 2nd straight for the Devils. Congratulations to the back-to-back conference champion Maroon Devil soccer team. And also hats off to the award-winning Maroon Devil band under the direction of Karen Williams Lanning and Tim Sale for their successful showing at the last 2 band contests. And, Coach, as we mentioned, as the band is now taking the field, congratulations to them, and to Scott and his soccer team for winning 2 in a row.
Yeah, that's to win 1 is one thing. To win 2 in a row, yeah, that's special. And this band competition stuff. I mean, Miss Williams Lanning, like I said earlier in the broadcast earlier this year, she is the only. I call her a coach. She's not a band director. She's a coach.
Right.
She'd make a great football coach. And I just watching her work with her individuals out there and the way she runs this program. I was scared of her. I really was. I always was. She was something else now.
And there is some sad news to pass along, as we had some great news this week for Maroon Devil Athletics, but some sadness as well. This past week, all of us here at Swain County High School with the Maroon Devil Network were saddened to hear of the passing of recent Hall of Fame inductee Vernon Odell. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Odell family. I know his son Will was a football player here at Swain County High School. I'm pretty sure his daughter Katie still teaches here, and of course his other daughter Dana. Our thoughts and our prayers and our hearts go out to the Odell family and Vernon's wife of 60 years, Linda Odell. His services were held just this past week, and I'm just so happy, Coach, that we got to induct Mr. Odell into the Hall of Fame, and he's from a really good family, and he was a real part of this athletic program with the awards he liked to give to some of these players.
It was amazing what a fan, not just a football, but of all of Swain athletics, he was always around. He always wanted to know what he could do to help. Always present, even as he got older, and his children weren't involved in it as much anymore. He stayed involved.
Yes, he did, and a lot of the kids really loved the awards he put together for them, and they were special, and they really cherished those.
They sure did, and he was just a special person. Always had a smile on his face. You could ask him about most anything, and he would give you a very honest opinion of it.
Yeah, very, very intelligent, and just an asset to Swain County athletics for so many years. And again, our thoughts and prayers going out to Mr. Odell's family, and because they were a part of Swain County High School as well. Fans, stay tuned. We're going to come back. As a matter of fact, here in just a second, we're going to hear from that award-winning marching Maroon Devil band, and they'll present our national anthem and our pregame activities here at Swain County High School. We have got a little breeze going here tonight, Coach. So we're seeing a little feel of that fall in the air here tonight. Even though it was in the low 70s today, you can see the flags out there blowing, and so it's starting to feel a little chill.
It's absolutely beautiful out here. I never had the opportunity for 30 years to sit up here very much and look out over this at this time of day, of course. But, yeah, it never ceases to amaze me how beautiful this is up here.
Oh, no doubt about it. Now let's turn it over to the PA with Bob Thomas and our Maroon Devil Marching Band.
Wide receiver and defensive back, number 11. 6'3", 182-pound senior. At quarterback, number 12. Sean Rumsfeld, 5'10", 185-pound senior. Also at quarterback and free safety, number 14, Cole Lane, 6'2".
Fans, welcome back. As again, we're just a little bit before we get the national anthem going and the pregame activities here at Swain County High School. But big game tonight here between the Murphy Bulldogs and our Maroon Devils of Swain County High School. And, I ran across this thought this week talking about the great weather. Jim Cassida writes a weekly column for the Smoky Mountain Times. And I think he's one of the greatest writers I've ever read. His articles are fantastic. And he made this statement, Coach. He said, if you don't love October in the mountains, you've got a hole in your soul.
Yeah, I concur. That's the only way I know how to put it. I concur. I love reading his stuff because it takes you back to days that you can remember. I mean, parts of them, not all of them. I mean, but I just love reading the stuff he writes about the atmosphere, how people lived, how they thought about things, and how tough. I mean, it was tougher. It really was, but nobody understood that it was tougher, because things just didn't. That's the way life was.
Yeah, and I thought of him along with you, and here's the connection I made. Jim Cassida writes mountain. He was born and raised in these mountains. He knew what it was like to be living here and raised here. So to me, he writes mountain like you talked about our football players. We're mountain.
We're mountain people, and I don't know. Gary, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if there was really ever any difference, but I wanted our players to feel like it was different.
Right.
When you went out of these mountains to play somebody who did not have the same culture, I'm not going to say values, but yeah, maybe some values as you had about living in these mountains and how you lived and the way you saw things and thought about things. I wanted our players to understand you're different. You are different. I'm not saying you're any better or any worse, but you're different. We're going to show them how we do things.
Exactly. And I think, of course, sounding somewhat prejudiced, along with that same mountain idea in football, I think Jim Cassida tries to give that to people who he grew up with and he knew, because I think we have a special toughness, if you will, because maybe we didn't have as much as maybe some other people that we saw in other parts of the state or the country, and he could identify with that because he was one of us, kind of like our football players, one of us.
Exactly, and it rings true, and what's funny is over the years after you've gotten out of coaching and all these things, and you run back into these young men who you coached, And then they will reference that same ideology to you because they're off living somewhere else, and they're going, you know what, Coach, I didn't realize how right you were about this. And all you have to do is leave the mountains for a while. And I'm not saying, like I said, our culture's any better or our values are any better, but they're different.
They are.
And you either adjust to theirs and fit in, or you end up coming back here.
That's it. And I think our football is a little different. When you talk about football, when we get into the playoffs, we play teams, especially if we get deep into the playoffs, we play teams that have a different talent range than maybe we have. But I think we have maybe a toughness range that some other teams in the eastern part of the state might not have.
Well, I'll never forget what a coach said here leaving after a playoff game one night from Burlington Cummings. They were very, very, very athletic, very scary. They were just scary what they could do on the football field. And we were able to keep them under control, and we ended up beating them up. And he said to me, I'd heard about this place, and I thought that was all just a bunch of fairy tales. But he said, here y'all are up in these mountains and all this smoke, which was fog actually, but he thought it was smoke. And he said, all this smoke coming off these mountains up here. He said, this is a scary place to come and play. And so I let that dog lie, because I was like, we may face them again at some point. I want him feeling like that if he ever comes back here.
Absolutely. Fans, we're going to take a break and recognize our sponsors and then come back with the band. Stay with us here on the Maroon Devils Network.
values of courtesy, patriotism, and discipline has been a part of the culture of the western North Carolina mountains and Swain County. You'll now face the north end of the stadium. Turn your attention to the American flag. We will pay tribute to this great nation of ours and all the freedom it represents. We ask everyone in the stadium to remove their hats and stand at attention and true reverence, and that all talking and other distractions cease while the Swain County High School Marching Band plays our national anthem. Thank you.
Fans, welcome back. We just heard, again, that award-winning Swain High Marching Band performing the national anthem before the teams come back out on the field. And we recognize, of course, the passing of Mr. Vernon Odell, recently inducted into our Swain High Athletic Hall of Fame, and also the mention of a former Swain High athlete who passed away just today, we understand, and that was Jeff Watson. So our thoughts and prayers going out to the family of Jeff. He played football, as I was talking with Coach White during the break back in the early 80s. And anytime one of these folks passes away, it just kind of gets you in the heart because you remember these kids and how they played. I know you coached Jeff, and just leaves a little empty feeling.
Yeah, it leaves a hole in your heart. It really does, because they're part of the tradition here. They were part of the of what came first, and all the struggles that went on here, and Jeff contributed. He was a receiver and a defensive back here for us, and was played on special teams, and a great guy, great kid to coach.
He could run, couldn't he?
He could run. He really could. And we're going to miss him. We really are.
No doubt. Coach, looking at this game, talking about some of the I still like the old feeling, hey, you can't talk about X's and O's unless you got the Jimmies and the Joes.
Yeah.
But and that's so true at every level of football. But last week, Murphy had a tough loss against Robbinsville, 23-20. Robbinsville kicked 3 field goals, which I've never seen in the history of Robbinsville football. But
no, we talked about that. The field goal in Robbinsville, I've never heard those two things together ever. And so after the ball game, we heard that score, and I said, that's a first. That is literally, you live long enough, I heard it for the first time. They won by an extra point, I could see, but a field goal, no, that's a first for them.
That was a surprise, no question how that game ended, literally at the buzzer. Another surprise from that game, Coach, that as I was looking at the stats, Murphy did not run the ball well. Robbinsville stopped their running game. Laney had 10 carries, 49 yards. Rumpfeld, 3 carries, 25. Stalkup, 6 carries for 12. Allen, 6 carries for only 8 yards. Between those four, and they're their 4 primary runners, less than 100 yards rushing.
Yeah.
So Rumpfeld had to throw the ball, 12 of 15, passing 205 yards. So that surprised me a little bit also.
Yeah, there's two ways of thinking about that, too. And as a coach, and I'm sure Coach Blankenship and his staff's gone over this. Okay, so they weren't successful with the running game. They opened it up with that passing game. Now, I'm telling you, it's one of those things. Murphy probably has the best play-action pass game in the conference. When I say play-action pass, every running play they have has a pass off of it, and you've got to prepare for it because they will distract you. It's hard to tell by the way their offensive linemen play whether they're throwing it or running it because they will block it exactly the same way and end up. It was probably the earliest form of what people refer to now as a run-pass option.
That RPO.
The RPO, because that quarterback, when he comes back out of there, he'll have one blocker to keep somebody off of him, but he does have the option of running the football. And they love to do it. Here, I'll go preaching about the wide side of that field again. They love to do that to the wide side of the field. And so that's one of the things you have to be concerned about with everything they've got. You know, and you shut down that running game. When is the last time you ever heard of Murphy with just a little over 100 yards in a ball game? That's just not. That doesn't go together either.
Really unusual.
Yeah.
Now Robbinsville, on the flip side of that, they didn't pass it well. 6 of 10 passing, only 56 yards. But they ran it really well. Yeah. Williams had 110, Panama 89, Adams 34. So they ran the ball for around 250 yards all told. So obviously, Murphy might be a little suspect about stopping the run. We'll see. That may be something they've worked on this week.
Yeah, and I know they're tired of seeing field goals kicked, so it's going to be one of those deals that it's going to be a big thing for them about field position, and it always has been for Murphy. They don't mind driving the football. They never have. I know Coach Watson, he's enough like Coach Gentry was there that he'll be satisfied with just driving the football, 3 and 4 yards at a run. That doesn't disturb them at all. But they did show last week, you put them in a hole, they'll come out of there firing that thing, and they can stay in ball games throwing the football. That's what it proved to me.
Oh, no doubt about it. Some of the teams that Murphy has played, they lost to Franklin like we did. They also ran into a really good Rabun County team. We don't want to play those guys. That was a tough one for Murphy. Also, they won against Cherokee in a tight one, 29-28. They beat Hayesville easily, 56-14, and then again lost that one literally at the end of the game, 23-20 to Robbinsville. So Murphy, Swain, Robbinsville, Cherokee, Coach, tonight and next Friday, it's going to come down to those 4 teams.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. It really does look good to have that kind of parity. Everybody wants to be the dominant team, of course, but when you've got 4 teams that are all playing for it, then that just goes to show you how this conference plays.
Oh, it's really, really crazy. I want to give a shout-out to a guy old J.R. Carroll, watching and listening over there in Murphy, North Carolina. He said it's Be Kind to Puppies Week. So now I said, now, wait a minute. Last time I looked, Murphy's got some big dogs over there, and this is not going to be an easy team to tangle with tonight.
Oh, no, it's all up in the air because, like you said, this rivalry is one for the books, always has been, and all you can hope for is that your team goes out there and both teams are hoping they perform up to their own expectations.
And no question about it, one thing that I hope both teams can stay away from is turnovers.
Oh, I'm sick of them.
And I've seen too many turnovers from so many teams, and I know that's part of the game too, but I hope it doesn't come down to turnovers.
Well, there's a lot of times, I even told some folks today, it may come down to special teams like it did with Robbinsville and turnovers. Who knows? I mean, these ball games with these teams like this, that's the way it goes.
Here we go. Murphy going to be kicking off. Back to return is going to be Cooper Hyde. He picks it up, drops it, picks it up at the 15, out to the 20, 25, got some room, 30, 35. Nice return out to the 37-yard line by Cooper. And he's a kind of an athlete, coach, that can do so many things.
Yeah, and if I had instant replay, I could show you if he hadn't bobbled that ball. Y'all played a sorry joke on me about that instant replay. We'll get into that later. Anyway, all right, here, let's go on. He had an opportunity, if he'd have been able to feel that clean, to really break that one.
Oh, no doubt about it. I'm going to pass that buck on to Toby and Joe and some guy named Cody. But here we go. Maroon Devils run to the right side. And boy, Murphy's there right there to plug that gap. Nowhere to run for. And if you can stop Carson Taylor for no gain, you've played good D.
You got to run that play to make sure. Now we know something. They just showed us something right there. that they're going to try to take that dive away from us, and you've got to run that dive play to make sure that they're going to do it. Otherwise, you start pounding them with it. You've got to do that.
So now second down, we might have got a yard, 2nd and 9, just underway, first quarter. Murphy with a 4-man front, Maroon Devils with 3 wide, 1 coming in motion over here. That's going to be Donovan Groenwald. He's in the slot. They're looking for him, throwing it over his head, though. Too tall for Donovan over here at the 42-yard line. He was covered pretty well.
Yeah, when he first got over here, they really didn't have coverage on him. And the free safety, they're playing twin safeties back there. He broke downhill to try to cover him in a man coverage because he knew that he was going to be running open into the flat.
Boy, I had to double check that. That 6 looked awful like, almost like an 8 there for a second, but that was Donovan.
Yeah.
And we understand Cameron Blankenship is not going to be playing tonight. He's still got an ankle injury, so Donovan's going to see more time at that wide receiver spot. 3rd down and 9. This time we run to the right side, and it's going to be Donovan. And he's got a first down to the 45. 40 breaks a tackle down inside the 30-yard line. That's outstanding running, and he had some good blocking from his fellow backs out front.
I'm not real sure exactly what we just did right there, but that was kind of that inside power play that we ran a little bit of it last week, and Donovan broke it for a big run. Like I said, if I had instant replay, I could look and we could see exactly how they blocked that. But
hey, we'll have to talk to Toby and Joe and get their budget cranked up to get that replay back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to go buy an instant replay machine.
That's it. Yeah. Here we go, 1st down and 10. The big play of the ball game right now is Donovan Groenwald just taking that handoff and good motion to that right side, good blocking.
No huddle this time. That's first. Going to run the weak side veer.
Gabe throws it back, and it's going to be on the ground. We lost about 10 yards on the pitch back to Josh Collins. Yeah. So we had a big play, and then we lose a big play.
Yeah, that hurts, and you can't let that happen. If you're going to run the option, that's going to happen some, but quarterback pitched it just a little bit in front of him. It looked like he was ready for the pitch, but it was right in front of him. That was the weak side veer we ran right then. And there again, that's what we were looking for, to see if they were going to take that dive away from us.
And that was exactly a 10-yard loss from the 26, the line of scrimmage, back to the 36 now. 10-10 to play first quarter, so now we're looking at 2nd down and 20. Almost had a man in covered over here, but now Murphy recovers, and here comes the reverse. And it's going to be Donovan Groenwald again at the 35, at the 30. He's hit and falls forward to the 25-yard line. So I tell you, this Maroon Devil offense has already thrown some tricks.
Yeah, that was a play. We've seen that earlier in the year, too, and I'm sure Murphy saw it on tape. That's one of the second play that Donovan runs extremely well. I like the power play that we ran first because it basically is an off-tackle power play that you're running with a wing back, basically, and they're using him as a running back, which it's a good thing they do. But right now, all the coaches are trying to do, Swain coaching staff, is try to get Murphy having to run sideline to sideline a little bit so we can run this veer back at him.
This time we got twins on the left side. Looks like some zone coverage. Now Donovan goes in motion again, and it's going to be Gabe, just a quarterback draw play down inside the 20-yard line, and good running by Gabe Lillard.
Yeah, and that was a great quarterback isolation with the tailback being Collins there. He as we fake to the fullback, Collins releases and heads straight to that linebacker to level 2, and the quarterback just pulls the ball out and follows him up in.
Got a big 4th down here. We need about 1.5 yards. Got to get it down inside the 16-yard line. So big 4th down play here for both teams to gain this early momentum.
This is tough going, but you're in that area where you either kick a field goal or you go for it right here.
So 4th down. Less than 2 yards. Murphy jumping outside. That may be an automatic first down, and the Maroon Devil fans love that.
Yeah, that was crazy count right there, and all you did was give them that hard count, and they jumped.
Now, one thing about it, we're going to be hard-pressed to tell you some of the Murphy players because this yellow number against the white jersey is almost impossible to see.
I'm sorry, I'm getting old, Gary. I can't see it at all. I really can't. So we'll speculate and try to pick up a number here and there. A 2 looks like a 6 or an 8 to me. So
it does. These numbers against these jerseys are just impossible. 1st down and 10. Maroon Devils with the football.
There's the veer play. We got them stretched a little bit, confused them with the motion, ran the weak side option play.
And Carson runs it well.
Yeah, he did. He ran that thing up in there like a bull. I like it when he runs that to that weak side. He sees that blocking scheme better. Outside veer is a little longer, and it takes a little longer to develop. But that short side, just to the guard and tackle side, when I say weak side, it's just a guard and a tackle over there without the tight end. He sees that so well.
And this time it's going to be weak side left. Maroon Devils now at the 4-yard line. We need a couple for a first down. 4 for a touchdown. And it's going to be Gabe. He pitches back this time and trying to turn the corner and in the end zone untouched is going to be Carson Taylor.
Great play. There it was. That's the same one we tried to run into their boundary on. We ran it to the left. And that's great for Gabe. Pitch that ball with his left hand right on the money. And he carries that ball in there like he knows what he's doing. I like that.
And I tell you, Carson Taylor is such a good weapon in that backfield.
He is. He just he can run straight at you, and he can come out here and take a pitch on the run.
Here comes the PAT from Gavin Lanning. Snap is good, the hold is good, and the kick is up and good with 7:33 to play. Maroon Devils draw first blood. We're up 7-0. We'll be right back on the Maroon Devils Network.
Allen.
Fans, welcome back. It's going to be Juwan Allen back to return along with Peyton McCracken for the Murphy Bulldogs. And, of course, our Gavin Lanning is going to be kicking off here. 7:33 to play. 7-0 Maroon Devils on the opening drive, taking it down on the drive and the score. Here comes Murphy, one of the up men on the return, across the 30, out to the 34-yard line. And that's where the traffic arrives. Reese Winchester, one of those, coming down on the tackle, along with, looks like, Austin Jenkins, number 5 and number 8, Coach. Nice work.
Yeah, chipping that ball up in the air and short. I think he wanted to get a little bit more air under it, but he kicked it short. And when you kick it short like that, your coverage gets there faster. You just can't run by the ball, and you gather yourself. And it's a smart thing. They got to keep it out of the hands of those deep returners.
Now Murphy with the football. Their first offensive possession at the 34. Kellen Renfelt, your quarterback, a 5'10", 185-pound senior. Out of the shotgun, turns, drops the ball. He's going to have to pick it up and run with it. Got a penalty flag down, and we may have a holding call on the first play.
We're going to have a holding on the first play. The running back realized that the quarterback was in trouble, and he literally tried to tackle one of our defensive linemen to keep him from getting there.
And that was Ty Laney, one of their running backs back there. And we've got several Laneys. We've got Cole Laney, and we've got Ty Laney. Now I think they're the brothers, and then Hunter Laney is a cousin. So we got 3 Laneys on this Murphy team.
Gotcha. Now they're going to go with the twins to the wide side of the field. This is where you got to watch them about pressing the field to the wide side. We got a linebacker walked off out to the outside.
Man in motion. Rumfelt back to throw, looking to that man in motion.
Thrown in the hole.
And good
right
pass. Good pass complete and a good tackle when that ball arrived by Carson Taylor as he put the hit on, looks like Cole Laney.
Yeah, Carson realized he just didn't get into that curl quick enough. He was headed that way, but he's got to drift that curl, that zone coverage a little bit wider, just a touch wider, and all they're looking for is those holes in between the defenders in the zone coverage.
So now 3rd down. Bulldogs now with 3rd down at about 6.5, almost 7 yards to go.
There again, wide side of the field over here.
And coming this way again is going to be Peyton McCracken. He's over here, looks like along with, Hunter Laney over here with him. He's going to fire this way to McCracken. Got a wide receiver screen going. They're trying to block for him. But again, Carson Taylor coming up. And also on the hit is going to be Nathan Bogdanovich. So good penetration by those linebackers.
Yeah, and the great thing is that we weren't taking any shots. We just settled there. All you got to do is settle. He's coming back to you once he's running back inside. That outside receiver screen, that outside bubble screen where he's coming back to the inside, that's tough. You're pulling into linebacker territory there, and some bad things can happen.
Now 4th down. Bulldogs are going to have to punt it away, and we'll see if they're going to fake it. And it looks like they're coming up. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 3.
Wing T play right here.
Let's see if
try
they
to get us to jump.
Yeah, going to try to draw us off, and now Rumsfeld looks to the sideline.
Yeah, he's probably going to end up.
Now he comes back under center. Maroon Devils,
Yeah.
you're just staying
Timeout.
steady,
Yeah.
and the Maroon Devil defense did not jump.
That's good discipline.
And
That's
now there's a
good
penalty for a delay of game.
Okay. Well, that's probably he doesn't. It didn't bother them. They're just going to back it up and punt it.
Yep. So they just tried to pull us off, and that's just that's the chess game we play.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to punt it if they don't try to fake it right here. They're bringing in some special teams players, and we're setting up in a pretty much a base defense just to make sure right here. And that's a good good idea by Coach Blankenship and his staff.
Peyton McCracken is going to be punting it. High punt, good hang time. Cooper is going to let it bounce, and it's going to roll for Murphy down inside the 20-yard line, and that's where the Maroon Devils will take over. 1st and 10, 5:38 to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, he's kind of wishing he had fielded that ball, but it was dangerous. It was going across the field. It was a floater. They're very difficult to catch, but there again, it hit the ground and took that Murphy bounce for them, and there's your yardage that they pick up on a punt.
So now Maroon Devils back with the football. Again, it's going to be a crazy week for the Swain Maroon Devils. Got to go to Robbinsville Tuesday, and a week from today, be right back here with the Cherokee Braves.
Got motion again.
Twins
to the wide side of the field. Trying to run the quarterback isolation again. Didn't get much out of it this time. They stunted from the outside in with the linebacker coming over the top. So we couldn't get the block on the linebacker. And he was scraping over the top, and he's the one in the safety and making the tackle.
Yeah, Peyton McCracken coming up to help out from that safety spot, as you mentioned, Coach. And Murphy with a lot of speed flying to the football. They had a gang tackle there. 4-man front now for the Bulldogs. Split backs right behind Gabe Lillard. Now he steps back, looks at the defense, calls his play, and he's going to run the option again. This time pitches to Collins, and this time got a little room out across the 25-yard line, but Josh still not a whole lot of room to run to.
Yeah, ran it a little smoother that time, and that was to the tight end side. Stretched the field just a little bit, but not a bad second down play. I mean, we're moving it forward. When you handle that ball 3 times like that, and you pick up that yardage, it's a risk. Anytime you run the veer, it's a risk.
3rd down and 4 now. Maroon Devils with a big 3rd down coming up. 4.5 minutes to play as the offense looks to the sideline, and Coach Scotty McMahon for the play call. The offensive coordinator going to line up with a couple of wides, one on each side, split backs behind Gabe. One man coming in motion. That's going to be Donovan. This time Gabe's run that quarterback draw play again. He's got the first down. Out across the first down. Good blocking initially to give him that room.
They ran the same stunt. This time he bounced it 1 step wider and was able just to roll his shoulders. It was identical to the play before, but this time the linebacker lost a hold of him, and the safety had to tackle him by himself.
One of the big linemen up there, Jeremiah Dickey, number 72, big boy, 5'11", 252. Now, we'll say this. Murphy has some linemen hurt. Zeke Brinke, Joe Swain, Mason Thrasher, Nathan Shaw, also John Ledford, one of their backs. So they've got some players not playing tonight themselves.
And the weak side veer again. Looked like we more base blocked that. Boy, that's great.
Boy, that's Carson Taylor.
That is feet moving. That's offensive lineman. When you look down here and those offensive linemen are standing right there with him when he goes down and their feet still moving, that's what you're looking for.
One of the leaders over there, big Nolan Fisher, 6'4", 270-pound sophomore. We got a lot of linemen coming back off this offensive line. Connor Driver, one of the seniors down there.
Conrad Henderson pushing his feet up through there. Yeah,
he's a
Ben
big boy.
Payne playing there at center.
Yeah, Connor Driver, 6'2", 260, good size. Here we go, right side this time, and Gabe's going to keep it after he faked it. Now he pitches it over to Josh at the last second. Josh forced out of bounds over there on the sideline. And there's a late flag.
Yeah. Well, that came from that Murphy player over there, decided a little extracurricular.
Yeah.
Now he's trying to beg his way out of it, but now that's what it cost you. Collins got airborne right there trying to leap for some extra yardage, and that young man hit him and knocked him out of bounds and then stood over him and had some things to say to him, and that's not what this game's about.
Nope.
That'll cost you.
It's either going to be unsportsmanlike or a potential personal foul for a late hit.
Right.
And let's see, either way, it's going to be an automatic first down into Bulldog territory with 3 minutes to play in the first quarter here. And it is going to be unsportsmanlike, so that's probably something he said, as you mentioned.
As you said, or he was taunting because he had literally stood over the top of him as he knocked him out of bounds over there. And if we had instant replay, I could show it to you.
We got to get that thing fixed so we can get it back.
And I ain't so much worried about that as y'all kept making me think you had instant replay 2 weeks ago when I wasn't here. So there.
Hey, I tell you.
And until last night, I thought you had it.
Cody played that well, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm gonna choke him to death.
First down and 10 at the Murphy 33. Maroon Devils on the march again.
The Twins and the tight end out here to the wide side of the field. Ran the weak side veer, just a straight dive, and there goes
Carson again.
There goes Carson again.
He is, and I've said this over and over, he's a great weapon in that backfield.
Yeah, like I said, and that's not the only thing he can do. That's what's great about it. He does that very, very good. But I like to see him when he gets some grass out there, boy. He can. He and Collins both, they turn it on.
Well, he's such a physical player, 6 feet, 200 pounds, and he's strong and he has good feet.
Yeah, I just like his leg work, those hips. He's stronger this year, and he's driving those hips. And
boy, that weight room paid off.
Yeah, there
this
goes
time
Collins,
we're to the line.
Same thing.
Josh runs this time, and Josh 5'11", 165, but again, good blocking on that left side.
Here's what you're seeing. Murphy's so used to that veer blocking. We're base blocking a lot of these. And I say base now, I've got to tell you this. It's not a veer block. They have nothing to read. We're coming straight off into them. We're just diving the ball up in there. They don't have a read on it. So we're at the second level before they know what's hit them.
Wow.
And that's why they're doing stuff up front right here. They're going to a 5-man front right here. Murphy just said that's enough of that.
Here comes Gabe running the option to the left side. He's going to keep it and runs down to the 13 before he runs into a bunch of guys in those gold and white jerseys.
There's a flag. Yeah, we got.
Oh, man.
But defensively, what they did, they went to a 51 front, from a 4-3 to a 51, and took a linebacker and made a nose man out of him because we were base blocking this thing and we were getting up on that linebacker.
And a couple of the players involved there, Peyton McCracken along with 81, Will Johnson. And again, another penalty against the Murphy Bulldogs, now giving the Maroon Devils a first down and goal at the 6-yard line. So penalties are really playing a big part.
Yeah, it's a frustration. They're going to go right back to this 5 front from looking at that where that linebacker's lined up right now. And what I mean by that is if you look on the screen, the young man that's playing linebacker, he's at a stand-up nose man. He's going to try to blitz through one of those A-gaps just so we can't base block him.
Now the pitch comes out, another bad pitch, and this time Murphy got it. So that's a huge turnover again, just another pitch that has gone astray.
Yeah, that was that play was kind of doomed from the get-go from that alignment of that front right there. To me as an offensive coach, and I know Coach Coach McMahon's even thinking about it right now. That's the time when you try to pick on them going wide right now. You run some type of sweep. And if they're going to line up in that thing when they get in trouble, they may do it the rest of the ball game, bringing that linebacker and making a nose man out of him.
So now Murphy with the football. Let's see if they can take advantage of the Maroon Devil turnover here. 1:47 to play first quarter.
Back to the old wing tee.
Maroon Devils had all the momentum until this turnover.
All right, weak side isolation, one of their favorite old-time plays.
And they run out to the 20-yard line, a gain of 6 on first down.
Yeah.
And good hard running there by the Murphy Bulldogs, and that's always been their bread and butter.
That's one of their plays that for 25 years they've ran. They run away from the tight end. They run an isolation. The wing back is basically blocked, or the halfback is blocking for the fullback. It's a wing T play. They either X block it on that side where the 2 offensive linemen cross, or they turn down and kick out.
And this time they got the wing over here on the right side. That's going to be number 5. That's Jawan Allen. Now the quarterback checking things off at the line of scrimmage as he's in the shotgun.
Yep.
Again, that's Kellen Rumfelt.
All right, there's a counter play, and the quarterback keeping it.
And he runs to the left side, and he breaks a tackle, but finally help arrives over there.
Like he might have got a first down out of it.
Very close to the first down. Carson Taylor got there and finished off the play. Carson, one of our leading tacklers on defense.
Yeah, now that was a quarterback design run all the way. It's where he's getting us all pulled up in there, but we stretched the field far enough that he had folks in his face from the get-go.
at the 24-yard line. It's going to be enough for a first down. Murphy moves the sticks, and that might be the final play. Maybe one more play here in the first quarter. As the clock's running down and Murphy taking their time in the huddle here. Now they're coming up to the line, and they'll get this play underway. One wide to the right side, the wide side of the field over here. Got a wing on the right side. Quarterback pretty much by himself. Now comes a man in motion. He hands off to him to the wide side, and he breaks a tackle. He's in the secondary. Now it's going to be a foot race with Zach Stepp, and he's going to take it all the way to the house.
Number 4 and let him hit you in the back.
And touchdown for the Murphy Bulldogs as they take it all the way to the house. And I believe that was number 5, Juwan Allen, the guy we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
As he just had too much speed and we couldn't catch him.
Right. He's cost him a couple of penalties, and now he's got him on the board right here.
And now for the PAT that could tie it up on almost the final play of the first quarter. So again, that momentum switched on that one turnover here, and Murphy is right back in it.
Yeah. It's like you said, Gary. We hope turnovers will not be the story of the game, but there's no telling.
Now the PAT is going to be up and good. So now it's a tie ball game at 7-7, and we'll keep it right here for the final play of this first quarter before we recognize our fine sponsors. But boy, I tell you, the Maroon Devils really had the momentum, driving down in, potentially looking at a second touchdown and a possible 14-0 lead.
Yeah.
Then you turn the ball over and bang, 3-4 plays later, it's a tie game.
Yeah, and then you can't replace that speed. I was just hoping that Zach Stepp, as he was running down through there was one of Murphy's players kind of chasing him, and I used to always try. They can't see that, but if you stop real quick and he hits you in the back, that's a penalty. But the offensive player didn't get close enough.
So again, just kind of what we were expecting. A huge game here in the first quarter, already tied at 7-7. Not sure that's the last tie we're going to be seeing, as now Murphy will kick it back to the Maroon Devils. Cooper Hyatt dropping deep along with Donovan Groenwald. Both guys have had hands in the early going here, as Murphy will now kick it off. And getting ready to kick is going to be 31. That's going to be Will Joyner, a sophomore.
And if we do as good a job blocking on this one as we did the first one, he can feel this thing clean, you may see this thing pop.
Cooper is very talented in that regard. He's going to take it this time at the 16, at the 20, at the 25, out to the 30. Got a block at the 35, out across the 40. Nice return over there for Cooper and the kickoff team.
Yep, it wasn't exactly like the first one, but that first time we had a good seam up in there, and had he been able to field that thing cleanly and it not take that crazy hop on him, it would have been a different story.
Fans, stay tuned. First quarter is in the books, 7-7 tie. We'll be back after this timeout on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. We do have a break in the action. If you're wondering why you kept seeing the commercials running, one of the officials actually is injured, and our certified athletic trainer, Kerry Powell, is down there giving him some tape on one of his, looks like, ankles. You don't see that much, Coach, but hey, it does happen.
Well, they're out there in the fray, and they'll catch a cleat just like a coach will at practice, or any time you get a foot swung around and all of a sudden you're on the ground, or you get kicked or stomped on or something of that nature, and it doesn't feel good. And she's down here, Carrie's doctoring him right now, and they're on the sidelines. They're trying to get that taken care of.
And we're starting to see this more, I think, in the NFL and the collegiate level, because here's what's happening. Your officials are getting older. Well, as we know, college and NFL football players are getting faster and faster and faster. Mm-hmm. And in so many cases, some of the officials who are not as young as they used to be are getting in tough situations, and sometimes just 2 weeks ago at Western Carolina, an official got run over. He had to leave the game, and the official in the press box had to come down and take his place, and that official had to come to the press box.
Right.
I mean, right in the middle. He just got run over.
Yeah, you just get run over, and it can happen, young or old out there. These young men, and if an official, it looks like, as you and I were talking earlier, they may have sent their A team tonight, and I always tried to put it that way because big ball games like this, you want the best officiating crew you can get. So I'd always, if anybody ever asked me, I'd say, when the booking agent, if you talk to him, it's send us the A team. Get the best together you got out there working, the guys that can work together, and send them to us, because you don't want just whatever they can get and to throw into a ball game like this, as we've seen all season long.
Oh yeah, and it's starting to happen in some of the collegiate conferences. Just heard today, for example, an official in the CAA was 55 years old, and he said, "I'm the youngest official in my group."
Yeah.
So the officials are aging at different levels, and a lot of the younger people are not interested in joining that particular profession. So it's starting to become a problem, not only at the high school level, but on up the ladder.
Yeah, and these younger guys out there who feel like that, they want to participate in athletics again. I don't care if it's football, basketball, baseball, umpiring. I've got a lot of friends who they're my age, and they've been officials their whole career. Now they have other careers that they do, but they're in they've been officials ever since they got out of college and started working the job. Then they would start officiating, and because they missed being around athletics.
Ran into Ronnie Leatherwood. He was up there at that game, by the way, and he said, "Yeah, I pretty much hung up my whistle." So a lot of people know Ronnie from Waynesville.
Yeah.
But you're talking about people like Coach Steve Manley.
Mm-hmm.
He officiated for years.
Well, I got a friend of mine, ACC baseball umpire, Porky Spencer. He's still at it.
Oh, now we got people moving, and who's going to get the penalty? I know.
I believe that it's on us because we did move. I believe our.
Ben Payne was mad at himself, so
we back up. I think Ben snapped the ball before it was supposed to be snapped, and
Murphy jumped.
Yeah, and then they jumped when we snapped the football because he's real upset with himself. Ben was, and Gabe immediately fell on the football.
Well, you're talking about some big guys. Murphy has some. Ryan Smith, one of their defensive linemen, number 78, 6 feet, 315 pounds, and he's not chubby. He's a big strong guy.
He's a load.
Down the field, Cooper down there. Just overshot him a little bit. Double coverage, though, down there on Cooper Hyatt going for that pass reception.
Yeah, they were smart enough to realize that if Cooper gets out there one-on-one, he makes that play. They're going to attempt to double cover him. And that's why I think I don't know what Murphy has done throughout the season. That's why we're seeing a lot of two deep coverage over the top, and then when we show them more than one receiver to a side split out, then they will rotate into a three coverage.
So now Maroon Devils split backs, twins on the right
like
side.
Like this right here. Yeah.
Grunwald going in motion.
Now they're going to the double cover.
And the quarterback drops the ball again. Now Gabe's going to have to pick it up and try to run, but he's just smothered by people in white and gold jerseys. And again, having a couple of ball handling issues here in the first half.
It's spitting and sputtering right now. you feel like your feet are dragging behind you, and you got to get that momentum back like we had in our first drive. You've got to try to find a way to break this thing, get that momentum back, and right now we're struggling with that momentum.
One of the guys who we thought might not play, Joe Swain, got to love his name, even though he plays for Murphy. Joe Swain is playing today. They weren't sure he was going to play, but Big Joe is 6'1", 210, one of the defensive ends down there, 55.
Yeah, now Murphy's going to do something right here just a little bit different defensively. They're going to go to a three-man front with an outside linebacker, so we can't run. We can't get on the edge. Yeah,
Donovan
right
tries
there.
to get to the edge, and we do not get there.
That's the linebacker made the play. What they're doing is they're converting that front by bringing in an extra linebacker that's going to play on the weak side, and the middle linebacker then move to the wide side of the field. And that's pretty smart. Yeah.
But I think he gets up and tries to run off, but boy, we need him in there.
Yeah, he can't be dinged up. Hopefully he's not dinged too bad.
He gets dinged up a lot.
Yeah, the way he runs, he's going to get dinged. He runs like a madman.
Runs with abandon, doesn't he?
Yes, he sure does.
Now coming on to punt, of course, is going to be Gavin Lanning. And the Murphy Bulldogs have a couple of guys back to return here. And back there is one of the guys who scored the touchdown, and that's Juwan Allen along with Peyton McCracken. And this punt not going to go very far, out of bounds near midfield. So now Murphy, all of a sudden, they've got momentum.
They've got the momentum, and we're kindly allowing them to play with it, and we got to find a way now defensively to try to take it away from them and not let any more big plays happen like what happened on the last one. Now, if you're going to be a punter, that's going to happen sometimes. Not all your punts are going to be line drive punts and or down the field and spiral and all that, but defensively, you got to wake up right now and get after this bunch.
Defense has to step up, four-man front. First down and 10, Murphy at the 49-yard line. Rumpelt fakes the handoff, rolls to the right side, has time, fires, and it's almost intercepted in and out of the hands of Zach Stepp.
Zach was right where he needed to be in that underneath coverage, laid his body out, stuck his hand out there, and knocked that ball down. He had good underneath outside coverage right there. And that's hard to do to the wide side of the field. That's a lot of grass to cover.
Yeah. Coach, you mentioned this earlier in the pregame. We're seeing that play action now from Murphy start to have an impact.
That was it. You saw those two guards right there pulling to get out in front of him, and that one back, and then he's trying to flare get somebody underneath.
This time Cole Laney, one of their wideouts,
Trap.
wide to the right side. Quarterback runs to the left side away from coverage and has a good gain down inside the 44-yard line.
And there again, what they did was they pulled the guard on this side to act like he was leading in front of that back on the other side over there, like he was going to hand it to him. He pulls the ball. It's a design run for the quarterback, trying to get us to overread those offensive linemen.
Coming up on the tackle over there, Zach Stepp along with Gage Jones. Gage, one of those seniors, getting more playing time now. Third down. Murphy needs 4, probably in 4-down territory at the 45 of Swain High. 10 minutes to play. First half still tied at 7-7.
If we can stop them right here, we'll see how brave they are.
Four-man front, got a man in motion again. That's going to be Juwan Allen.
Isolation.
And right up the gut,
yep.
Right up the A-gap, nothing fancy, and that's hard running by the Murphy Bulldogs.
Well-designed play. That was a weak side. That's their isolation blocking scheme to the weak side with the quarterback keeping the football. That's what that is. Instead of like they ran it out of the wing tee, that's him running the isolation.
And Rumpelt trying to get the crowd into it, and I'll be honest, this is one of the smallest Murphy crowds I've ever seen at a Swain High game.
Me too.
I mean, they may have 100, 150, maybe. And this time, Murphy might want to call a timeout, as they are going to call time. 9:31 to play. We'll be back with the score 7-7 here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hey Maroon Nation, my name is Erin Jenkins and I'm an alumni of Swain High and also the Maroon Devils Network. The network you're watching right now helped me chase my dreams and get my start in broadcast journalism. From weekly interviews with Coach B to hosting game day specials and even getting to sit down with some of Swain High's greatest football legends.
History of the Maroon Machine.
All of things help get me to WNCT 9 on your side in Greenville, North Carolina as an on-air news reporter. Right now, you can help other students just like me to chase their dreams by liking, subscribing, and sharing the Maroon Devils Network. As always, go Big Maroon!
Not having full time. Fans, welcome back. First down, Murphy Bulldogs after the big run by the quarterback, Kellen Rumfelt. Now with the football at the 32-yard line, 9:31 to play. He's going to stay in the shotgun. Allen goes in motion. Maroon Devils with a four-man front coming after him. Fires in the gap. Ball knocked away.
Great
and
play.
There's no penalty flag.
No,
good coverage down there.
All hands were in the air. We broke on the ball. Our eyes were turned towards the ball. That's all it takes. Contact is legal, but we were going for the football, and that's the difference.
And again, we saw some double and triple coverage down there. Murphy, we know, likes to throw the football, and they're very good at it.
Yeah, and the great thing was that Carson Taylor had the underneath coverage, and that was as deep as I've seen him drop right there.
Yeah, he was pretty deep over there.
Yeah, I
at
don't
the
know how he got
20-yard
that
line.
deep that fast.
So now, second down. Bulldogs need 10. Jawan Allen in motion,
Isolation
but they turn
again,
and
weak
hand off.
side isolation.
There he comes again, and he's still breaking tackles.
Got a penalty flag back here, and it's more than likely going to be holding. Yeah.
But boy,
Yeah, because of the way they blocked this thing, holding is very probable. And we all know, I mean, they were the first team in this conference to really make holding an art form. You know, our kids, I told them we can't use it as an excuse when you play them. I mean, it is an art form for them. But they got caught right there on that isolation play.
outstanding run by 28 Hunter Stalkup. Only a sophomore for the Murphy Bulldogs, but that great run, and he broke a couple of tackles, is coming back to the 40-yard line. So now it's going to bring up second down and about 18 yards to go.
Yeah, we'll see right here that they'll have to. And the ball's in the middle of the field, so they've got either side they can go to try to make something happen. But you got to remember their speed. That's the killer.
Twins wide to the right side, right in the middle at the 40-yard line of Maroon Devil territory. Four-man front for the Devils. They hand off to Allen, and he is stuck over there and breaks a tackle. Got a couple of yards. We had him, but he got away initially for just a short gain.
Yeah, he was over there tiptoeing around trying to make us miss, and we did. We took too many shots right there. You ain't got to kill him. All you got to do is get to him, wrap him up, and hang on.
That's it.
It doesn't look like he's going to run over anybody, so just contain him.
And again, so many times that arm tackling is a lost art sometimes.
Oh, yeah. It's just
boy, wrap them up and get them to the ground.
Yeah, and a lot of kids, they see him standing there, they want to run and try to take a shot, and that's when he beats you.
Yeah, third down now.
Now, here's our wide side of the field again. They're going to end up with three receivers out here.
Allen in motion, firing down the middle. Pass is going to be caught.
Caught it.
And breaking a tackle and down inside the 15-yard line. That's a huge play for Cole Laney, and he's a big target, Coach, at 6'2".
Yeah, we had pretty good coverage underneath him there, but he was just taller. And Collins had halfway decent coverage on him, and he just went up and got the football and broke a tackle.
Just almost a jump ball, but he made a good play and then broke a tackle. Now it's first down inside the 15 at the 14-yard line, first down and 10. Murphy with a score tied at 7-7.
Back to the old wing T set right here. Read the guards. They'll tell you what's going on. There they go pulling. They run the fullback trap.
And boy, it's so easy to watch number 5 because you think he's going to get the ball.
That's it. That's their whole ploy. That's why they still run that wing look right there, because that distracts from your eye discipline, and your eyes have to stay disciplined when you play these people.
It's kind of like playing the triple option. I've heard coaches talk about that.
Yeah.
Boy, you play that triple option with your eyes.
You play with your eyes against any of these wing T teams and any option teams. If you lose sight of that, they'll get you. They'll get you with all that motion, all that movement, and they get those tight splits in there, and you got to really see as you're moving.
Here comes Rumfeld under center this time.
Throw this.
Wanting to throw, has plenty of time, now steps up. He's going to run. He's at the 10 and is upended down at the 8-yard line. Zach Stepp came up with the initial hit on him, but he had plenty of time to throw.
Yeah, he did, and picked up several yards right there in the process. They're not. We just can't let them get a big one right here.
Third down now.
Got 2 downs here to stop them.
Murphy needs about 5. Got to make it to the 4-yard line now for a first down from the 9. Third down and 5.
And here again, look and see where the ball's at. You got all that wide side field to defend over there. We'll see where they put their speed people. They're putting them away, which means they can motion to it.
Yeah, Allen over here on the left, McCracken on the right.
Yeah.
Now they go Allen to the right.
Yeah.
All the speeds to the right.
Yeah, they had a plan right there. They had a plan to throw the football.
And ran out of time.
Yeah, they ran out of time.
So they had to call a timeout now. I think that gives them one timeout left with 6:26 to play here in the first half. Friends, stay tuned. We'll be back here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. I want to give a shout out to Lance Bristol over at Andrews. He said, "Don't count us out yet."
Well, there you go.
Amen. They're playing a tough game tonight as well. Andrews at Robbinsville. Big game here in the Smoky Mountain Conference race. Pitch back. Here comes Allen. He's the speed guy. He cuts inside to the 5, and he breaks a tackle. I mean, we met him head on.
We had him we had him at the line of scrimmage, and then he literally. I take it back. I said he's not going to run over anybody. He just did.
He did.
Guys, he just took it to us right there.
No doubt. Outstanding run, again, by Juwan Allen, 6 foot, 165-pound senior. Murphy now in the lead with a PAT with 6:19 to play here in the first half. And coming on to kick is going to be, looks like, Will Joyner. Only a sophomore. A lot of sophomores on this team. His kick is up, and it's going to be good. Both teams, Coach, I think are set up for the future. I know Maroon Devils have 10 seniors. Murphy has 11. We have 9 juniors. Murphy has 14. Both teams are loaded with good sophomores. Maroon Devils with 15, Murphy with 11. So both these teams, I think, are going to be right in the thick of things for years to come, as we were talking about Lance Bristol and Andrews and everybody at Robbinsville.
Yeah, exactly.
And Cherokee.
And it's one of those things that there again, that's what's going to make this conference remain strong. That's the only way it's going to happen is all these schools are back out there getting kids on the field. The more you can get out, when you got those senior classes coming up with 4 and 5 and 6 players in it, I mean. It's just difficult. It's very difficult. Yeah. You've got to have an outstanding sophomore and junior class to have any success at all. And what you're hoping for is they stay together long enough and play together, and all of a sudden coaching becomes easy once they've been with you for 3 or 4 years there, and all of a sudden they get it. They understand, and it really makes your job easier.
Oh, no doubt. And we're seeing it even more so in college basketball because these teams with the one-and-done superstars that go to the NBA after 1 year, they don't win the national championships anymore. It's the team with upperclassmen.
That's it.
They win it.
Yeah, and hopefully, that's what'll happen here. We got to find a way to move the football offensively.
25-yard line, Cooper Hyatt at the 30, out the 35, runs out of room, and down to the 37-yard line. A good return, though, by Cooper. Coming up on the tackle is John Ledford, another guy that, or check that might have been Chandler Wood, number 30 for the Bulldogs on the stop.
Yeah, you can't hardly see those numbers like you said. Yeah. It's very difficult to see who's who out there.
Now, by the way, I understand J.R. Carroll might be kicking in some money for the instant replay because he's feeling your pain here, Coach. He says he wants an instant replay on that TD run.
Yeah, so, and it would be nice, especially if you all wouldn't make fun of me.
Here we go.
All right, here we go with that wing look again.
First down and 10, 37-yard
motion him that way.
Going to the left
Isolation.
side, right behind that extra blocker on that left side for about 3 yards.
Yeah. I always thought, Gary, if your offense could hang on to the football and drive it, and you could limit I mean, they're just cut out turnovers. That was the best defense you had. You make people get desperate, and right now we started out that way. Murphy kind of got that momentum away from us.
They did.
So right now we've got to get it back, and we got to get it back offensively. I'm just saying. I know they scored on our defense, but we got to get some offensive momentum, or Murphy's going to end up with the football more than we do.
No doubt. Second down now. Maroon Devils need 6. And misdirection. Here comes Donovan Groenwald out across the 50 into Murphy territory at the 45-yard line with a big play and a big first down.
Yeah. Now this time Murphy outstunted themselves. They ran a what I used to simply call a scrape, an outside scrape, and their defensive end went inside of this thing, and his job was to make sure we didn't run the veer. And we did. We ran it over the top of him, and he was at level 2 before anybody even saw him with the football. He was at linebacker level before they even knew he had the ball.
First down and 10. Maroon Devils now. Twins on the left side.
If you want to see what I'm, just watch these defensive ends and watch what they do on the ball snap.
Bogdanovich splits on the left side, and this time we run Josh Collins for about 2 yards with 5:23 to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, they're right now, they're just really, on first down and second down, they're really defending against us running any type of veer play by using those defensive linemen to slant and to scrape. Slant means they all go the same way. Scrape means they come together in the middle.
And you're talking about momentum. That's when Murphy got the momentum. When we turned the ball over, that led to their first score. Now let's see if the offense can get it back for Swain High as Nathan lines up tight.
Trade that tight end. Weak side option.
Josh Collins on the pitch.
Collins again.
He's running downhill on that play.
Yeah, he piled it all up out there into the fence.
And good to see kids on both sides now in the sideline get up and help each other up.
Yeah, instead of standing over taunting each other, now they're getting up. I think they've settled down a little bit right here, but that was a great play. That's going to give us a first down. That was the weak side look again after we traded, running that weak side option.
So now at the 35-yard line, Maroon Devils with a first down and 10, 4:46 to play in the first half. Split backs again, and let's see, there's going to be
got a blood timeout right here.
Going to have to get Carey to put a little Band-Aid or tape on that blood for Josh Collins. And coming in for a play is going to be Zach Stepp.
Yeah.
While they fix old Josh. And Josh is having a good year. 42 carries, 193 yards, a couple of touchdowns, averaging 4.5 yards a carry.
Yeah, he comes from tough stock, so he's going to be one of those players down the road that's really going to contribute to this program. And tonight he plays as hard as what's in him.
Yep, only a sophomore. This time, Maroon Devils split one on each side. Split backs, it's going to be Carson Taylor, right side. And boy, I tell you, when he gets a little momentum, he runs down to the 27 for a gain of 7.
Yeah, we went back to more of a base block that time. Instead of veer blocking it, we came off the football, driving our feet and just hitting the first thing that's in front of you. It's got a black helmet on it and driving it and giving him the football and letting him hit a gap and a seam in there and run with it.
And we appreciate all our folks listening in from Murphy, Andrews, Robbinsville. A lot of attention on this game, obviously. The other two games tonight, Andrews at Robbinsville, Cherokee at Hayesville. Here comes the quarterback keeping it, and he's got the first down. Gabe down to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, and if folks want to understand about what I'm talking about blocking, that was a base block then. For him to run that football, there was no veer block to that. What I mean by that is our tackle came off into their defensive end. Our guard went up to the linebacker right then. Everybody else was blocking whatever was in front of them and just ran right up in there.
Now the line of scrimmage at the Murphy 22-yard line. First down and 10. 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. Murphy up 14-7. Twins on the left side. Donovan coming in motion now for Gabe under center. Turns and hands off. It's going to be Josh back in the ball game.
Yep.
He got a little block, but not a lot, but got a couple of yards. Well, actually, they're going to spot it at the 18. We'll call it gain of 4.
Yeah, he lead play to this side. We had cut-off blocks on the backside, and he got what he could out of that one, basically. Murphy did a good job of getting over the top, good linebacker play, and coming up from the secondary.
And we're seeing a lot of good play by both defensive fronts. One of the keys over there for Murphy that time was big 67 Kyle Willard, 6 foot, 265-pounder. Some of the guys getting it done in the trenches.
Little wider splits out there to the wide side of the field.
Gabe turns, hands off. It's going to be Carson again, but he
Yeah.
runs into traffic early. Only got a couple of yards. Going to bring up third down now and about 4.
Yeah, they piled it up over here then. They literally just stacked it. They're playing those linebackers. The closer we get to the end zone, the tighter they get, and it's getting harder to get the ball up in there. Here again, I'm not that much of an offensive-minded coach, but right here they're almost inviting you to run to the wide side of the field and use a play that just takes off and goes and gets there to the outside rather than the option look. Just get the ball out to the wide side of the field from right here.
Looks like got man coverage over there on the left side. Gabe finally gives it to Carson, but they just destroyed that play. There was just not much blocking up front.
Yeah, and there again, they've seen that option look doing that so much, getting it to the wide side. That's become, they can see that. They can see that happening, and it just needs to be more of a quick pitch, toss sweep, or something to get the ball back there and get it in their hands. No decisions to be made. Just get upfield and make a cut or two and make them have to tackle you out there in open field.
So a loss of 6 on the play. Fourth down now. We need 10 at the 22-yard line. Maroon Devils going to go for it, obviously, in 4-down territory at the Murphy 22. Got a single man on each side. Split backs behind Gabe again. Fourth down and 10. Gabe rolling to the right side, looking, nobody open. He's going to have to run. Now he throws. Cooper open at the last second. Touchdown. Cooper kept the play alive. He was covered at the 5, but he got open.
He sure was. He was covered. He realized that Gabe was out there in open ground. He immediately stuck his foot in the ground and didn't sprint through the end zone, just trotted back into the end zone and went up and got it.
That's it.
Boy, that's a game. He's a game-saving type player. He really is. He's a game breaker.
That's a smart play. He was covered at the 5, Coach, and then just kind of reversed.
Yep.
And the DBs didn't go with him.
No, they didn't even. I don't even think that the corner realized he was gone.
Exactly. He got loose, and that was a huge play in the secondary. Now the PAT by Gavin Lanning ties it at 14. But can't say enough about Cooper Hyatt. He made that play happen because there was nothing.
There wasn't anything, and that just comes from playing backyard football and being out there on the field and knowing what Gabe could do with the ball if he got himself open. And Gabe saw him. He saw him make that move, and it's no different than when you're out here playing tag football. Somebody puts a move on, and you're running with the football, and he just turned upfield.
And that's exactly what happened. Cooper got open, and wow, just an outstanding play because on 4th down and 10, if not for that, it'd be Murphy's ball right now.
Right there. Yep, sure would be.
So 14 all, a minute 33 to play before halftime, and kind of what we expected. Another battle royal between two of the factors in this 4-team race right now. And again, I say 4-team race, but Andrew's still in it as well. I got to give my man Lance Bristol some credit there. Andrews right now in the conference 1-2, right behind Robbinsville 1-1, Cherokee and Murphy 2-1, Swain 2-0. All that could change tonight.
Exactly.
Gavin kicking off. Going to be short. Going to be taken at the 26 by an up man. Trying to get a blocker. And he's going to run out of room, though. The Maroon Devil kickoff team's pretty good. And there's Dawson Fuller on the tackle.
Yeah, did a great job getting upfield, not letting him out juke us, covering your lanes, staying in them, and keeping your eyes on the ball.
So now 1:27 to play before halftime. We'll see what Murphy can come up with. And as you mentioned, Coach, they have that edge at speed over there with Jawan Allen, number 5. And he's always a dangerous player you gotta respect.
Yeah, exactly. And he's a weapon. I mean, and they'll draw him like a knife here in just a little bit. They always do. They like to start him at this wing back and find different ways to get him the ball. Going out of that pistol set or shotgun set again. Twins, that makes trips to the wide side. There's that inside seam again. One more time. Yep.
Pass complete at the 41-yard line.
See, all they're trying to do is get that linebacker to think more middle of the field and then throw it into that hole when they makes that inside cut. It's a dangerous pass sequence. It really is. It puts your linebackers in a very bad bind.
Peyton McCracken on the reception over there with Cooper Hyatt on the tackle. So number 3, Peyton on the, this time it's going to be Allen on the right wing. And Rumfeld looking to the left side. Got him an open on the sideline. He's out of bounds again. That's McCracken.
Yeah.
Just smart play, getting out of bounds. Stops the clock at 1:05.
Yeah, he got right out of bounds with it, and that got him across midfield. Gave him another first down. I think maybe short.
Just short.
Just short. Okay, makes it second and about 1.
And Murphy has, I think, 1 timeout left. Maroon Devils with 3 timeouts with 1:05 to play here. And Murphy right now looking at trying to chew up some yards with 1 timeout left. Twins to the right side. Allen this time on the wing on the left.
They're going to attempt the same kind of maneuver. They got 2 receivers in the middle of the field throwing in the outside seam.
Too tall.
Yeah.
Good coverage by Zach Stepp over there, though.
Yeah, that's pretty much a wheel cut from a combination cut from the inside receiver going out right there. And they were just trying to throw it over the top of the linebacker again. They're after this linebacker drop scheme.
So now at the 49-yard line, Murphy stops the clock. Still 59 seconds to play. One thing about the passing game, Coach, you can run several plays when you're throwing it.
Oh, yeah, you can with that much time. That's right. And I can't – right here, I believe they're just going to go ahead and run this one and try to get the first down and then get up and get the ball going.
Yeah.
That's that quarterback isolation again.
He breaks free into the secondary, and Runfelt is going to take it all the way to the house. Holy cow, we never really got a good shot at him on that play.
No, they ran that weak side quarterback isolation. Well-designed play. It doesn't change any of their blocking scheme at the line of scrimmage. It's all about what he can see and what he can do out of that shotgun set. That's the danger of him being back there in that deep set with that football, because he's as good a running back as he is quarterback.
An outstanding running back, and, boy, he took that one to the house with no trouble at all. Man.
Yeah, that didn't take long at all. That's not a good thing right there.
No, big play, and we've seen now 2 big plays that Murphy has scored on, and now the PAT will give them a 21-14 lead. So of their 3 touchdowns, 2 of them on big plays.
Well, big plays, just huge broken plays like that right there where he, like I say, it's a well-designed play, and we've got to have an answer for it in the second half, because now he's done some great runs out of that, just running that single play, and they're setting it up well with all the motion and stuff that they're doing.
So now 47 seconds to play in the first half. We'd like to remind everybody, I'm Maroon Devils, and this has never happened, and I hope it never happens again. We're going to be back playing football Tuesday night, fans. We're going to Robbinsville at Big Oak Stadium. As weird and crazy as that sounds, but most of you fans are aware of that. Swain and Robbinsville Tuesday.
Yep. It is what it is. I can't even explain my way through it. And you and I were talking about earlier practice schedules and how you're going to handle it. It just blows my mind. I hate that Coach Blankenship and his staff have to go through it, but I'm so glad that I don't.
I hear you. The only thing that concerns me, Coach, I know our fans can be there. The coaches will figure out a way to make it work. I just don't want to see players get hurt because of too many games and not enough recovery time.
Yeah, this will be a first, and it's got to be a difficult thing.
No doubt. Here comes the kickoff, and it's going to be taken by an up man, and picking it up is going to be Gage Jones. He runs into a lot of traffic, and he's going to go down at the 24-yard line with about 40 seconds to play before halftime. And again, and anybody who's been around football, it's a collision sport, and players need recovery time, and that's the part that really scares me.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that it takes so much out of you emotionally, physically, to get geared back up that quick, and you're not used to it. I used to sweat it when we'd be in a championship game, and all of a sudden they're saying we're playing at 11 o'clock in the morning,
right.
And I was like, how am I going to do this? And so all week long I would do everything in my power to make sure that those kids were cranked up and ready to go at that time, that their motor was running, because otherwise they don't get running until 7:30.
That's
normally.
it. You've got to prepare for that. And, of course, Robbinsville's on the same boat we are. They got to play Tuesday as well. Gabe back to throw on first down. Down the field, he's got Cooper open, drops it in there.
That was pass interference.
And
yes, it was. There's 2 flags.
Yep.
Yeah, he took his hand, put it up on his shoulder, and turned his head away from the ball. He made no effort to make a play on the ball, so that is pass interference.
Yeah, that's Peyton McCracken over there, number 3. Yep. Allen was over there also, double coverage, but I'm afraid they're going to call Peyton on the interference.
Yeah.
34 seconds to play now, so now the Maroon Devils are going to get a good big break with that penalty, and that's if Murphy has had one problem in the first half, it has been penalties.
Yeah, it's going to bring it out close to the 40 right here, and But he was doing pretty much. I used to tell our kids, if he's behind you and you think you're about to get beat, tackle him. I'll take a pass interference. Don't let him catch that football and score on you.
Absolutely. So, 15 yards is better than 6 points.
Yes, sir.
So now first down and 10, 39-yard line. This time it's going to be Lillard in the shotgun. One back, Josh Collins blocking for him. Down the middle again, overthrows his man. Almost picked off back there by McCracken this time.
Yeah, bracket coverage this time, underneath and over the top. And it's one of those things that you got to put. If you put it in that seam just right in that, drop it right in that hole, it's great. But it don't take much of an error, room for error right there.
So now stops the clock, 27 seconds to play. Maroon Devils still have a couple of timeouts. This will bring up second down and 10 now. Not really concerned about the first down, but just got to move the football and make big plays here with time running out in the first half. Gabe pumps, now throws left side, overthrows his man. This one just got too much on it, and Gabe took a shot, and he's slow getting up.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he's still not up.
Yeah, he got hit. He got hit right as he turned that ball loose. Looked like right underneath the arm.
And so he's going to take a shot in the ribs. And again, that's the same kind of thing I'm talking about, coaches. These guys are playing today, and boy, they're going to be sore tomorrow and probably a few more days, and got to turn right around and play Tuesday.
Yeah, the practice and the preparation is just. I really tried to think about it a little bit last week when we were talking about this. I was driving home and I was going, now, what day is it that you go out there and really prepare for the offenses and defenses you're going to see? Practice is going to be pretty much a walkthrough, and then let's get out here and run some and stay in shape.
Right.
So we'll do. We won't be going heavy. We'll go out light, and then we'll go out there and play.
That's
and
it.
That's it.
And you've got, like you say, you've got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, basically 3 days, and you probably need to give the guys a little time, but still, you've got to get your game plan ready for what Robbinsville is going to throw at you Tuesday.
Exactly, and it's all about the getting your mind wrapped around their offensive scheme, defensive scheme.
Right.
Now they got a kicker, so you got to get ready for special teams. You got to change up some of that stuff, and you got to take time to do it, and it's got to soak in before you get ready to play.
Yeah, and then the fun thing is, turn around and have to do it again and get ready for Cherokee.
Yeah, exactly.
Next Friday. Here we go. 19 seconds to play. Reverse. It's going to be Donovan Groenwald getting a block out here. Good block by Carson Taylor.
Get out of bounds, get out of bounds, get out of bounds.
And he finally gets out of bounds. But, boy, Carson Taylor with a key block out here.
It just led up on the edge right there and nailed him. And great run. And now it's going to be one of these deals where we have an opportunity right here to take a couple of shots. So, and you'll see Murphy really falling back. They're not worried about us getting this first down at all.
That's it. 12 seconds to play. We've basically got 2 plays. And got to look at a pass play. Potentially now down the sideline to get out of bounds. Gabe rolling to his left. Has some time, getting some blocking, has time. Now the pocket crumbles. He's going to turn and run. He better get out of bounds, but he goes back to the middle of the field. Now he turns to the sideline, got a penalty flag.
Going to have a block in the back up here.
And that's going to wipe it out.
Yeah.
Good run down to the 17-yard line. Huge run, but
and the half can end on an offensive penalty on a run like that. So
yeah, the clock did run out, but you're right, Coach. Got to run another play.
It'll probably end it. We won't be running another play because if the defense commits a foul on that play, then you have another opportunity for a play. Yeah, but if the offense does, if the offense commits a play, then the time's out. Yeah.
And the time is out. Offense ran out of time. Penalty was on the offense, so the teams head to the locker room. Murphy in front now, 21-14. Fans, stay with us. We've got a great second half coming up here in what is a great Smoky Mountain Conference finish. Stay tuned here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hey Maroon Nation, my name is Erin Jenkins and I'm an alumni of Swain High and also the Maroon Devils Network. The network you're watching right now helped me chase my dreams and get my start in broadcast journalism. From weekly interviews with Coach B to hosting game day specials and even getting to sit down with some of Swain High's greatest football legends.
History of the Maroon Machine.
All of things helped get me to WNCT 9 on your side in Greenville, North Carolina as an on-air news reporter. Right now, you can help other students just like me to chase their dreams by liking, subscribing, and sharing the Maroon Devils Network. As always, go Big Maroon!
Another great performance, band. Let's hear it for the 2021 edition of the Swain County High School Marching Band.
Hey Maroon Nation, my name is Erin Jenkins and I'm an alumni of Swain High and also the Maroon Devils Network. The network you're watching right now helped me chase my dreams and get my start in broadcast journalism. From weekly interviews with Coach B to hosting game day specials and even getting to sit down with some of Swain High's greatest football legends.
History of the Maroon Machine.
All of these things helped get me to WNCT 9 on your side in Greenville, North Carolina as an on-air news reporter. Right now, you can help other students just like me to chase their dreams by liking, subscribing, and sharing the Maroon Devils Network. As always, go Big Maroon!
Fans, welcome back here as we're getting ready for the second half. Let's look at some of the first half stats here on the Maroon Devils Network. Toby and Sharon Burrow, we appreciate them putting all these together for us. In the first half, Murphy, 19 plays, 223 yards. The Maroon Devils, a lot more plays, 34 plays, 212 yards. The Maroon Devils didn't throw the ball very well, only had one big one, 1 of 5 passing, 22 yards. 29 rushing plays for 190 yards. Now, Murphy on the flip side offensively, 11 carries, 162 yards, and Rumfelt 5 of 8 passing, 61 yards. And the average per play, almost double for Murphy. Murphy averaging almost 12 yards a play. The Maroon Devils at 6 yards a play. Now, there's a flip side of that, Coach. The Maroon Devils had 15 first downs. Murphy had only 7. But again, that average per play stands out to me. 12 yards per play for Murphy, 6 for Swain County.
It's those big plays.
Yes.
When you mark off a big play, that it counts as one play. But I mean, when you run it for 35 yards, 20 to 35 yards, it just doubles or triples in significance, and especially if you score.
Oh, no doubt. Here we go. Maroon Devils will kick off now. Murphy back deep is going to be Jawan Allen. He's going to pick it up actually at the 2-yard line. And he's in kind of a trouble spot down at the 5, and he's wrapped up and goes down at the 4. So that kickoff and the lack of anybody getting the ball until Allen finally picked it up now has him in a hole.
Yeah, his coaches are not going to be very happy with him handling the ball. I'm sure they want him to as much as possible, but moving backwards like that, and that ball evidently headed towards the end zone, it's just one of those things that you want players to take chances sometimes, but it's like fielding a punt inside the 10-yard line. It's just not – most of the time it's not going to work out well for you.
That's it. The odds are not in your favor there. So now Murphy will take over at the 5-yard line.
Standard wing T set.
A little different look here.
Read your offensive lineman. That's an oscillation. That's the other oscillation with this time with the fullback leading up in there for the wing back. It's their strong side isolation.
And, boy, they made it work 7 yards. That's going to bring it second down and 3 now for the Bulldogs. So, again, they're using a variety of running backs here tonight. Kellen Rumsfeld has picked up 68 yards rushing. Stalkup, 8 yards. Jawan Allen, 86 yards. Of course, one of those on 76 yards. Here we go. Murphy with a 2nd and 3. At the 7-yard line, or check that, at the 12-yard line. They hand off going the other way.
Yeah, buck sweep that way. That's one of their conventional plays right there.
Yeah, they run that. That's been a Murphy staple for years, hasn't it?
Yeah, they run the trap out of it, and they run the sweep, and it's all according to where they want to turn the ball up at.
That was one of the Laney brothers. That was Ty Laney, number 34. Again, they have 2 Laney brothers and another Laney who is a distant cousin, we understand. First down and 10 now. Bulldogs again got the double wing set. They've used a lot of different formations. Jawan Allen goes in motion, but they hand it off to Laney out to the 19-yard line. Going to bring up second down and about 7.
Yeah, and they're content right now with picking up this yardage and just sticking the ball upfield as much as possible, making us have to defend all their plays. Every play they've run has been different. It's been basically out of that the old wing T formation, and looks like right here they're going to stay with it again. But it's every play that's in their playbook out of that wing T set.
And here they go again. This time it's going to be a wing on the left side. That's going to be Allen. Back to throw is going to be Rumpelt. Has pressure down the left side. Got two men wide open, and they've got it down inside Maroon Devil territory. Hanging on for a tackle down there. Looks like we finally bring the receiver down, but they had not one, but two guys wide open behind our secondary.
And I'm not real sure how they got that open behind us. I didn't see how that transpired. I really didn't.
But they really were open with about 3 yards between them.
Exactly.
And the coverage, two guys back there is what's strange.
Yeah, it really was. It was probably a busted play anyway. I mean, somebody ran the wrong route, but they had two in the same place, and both of them were open. Either one of them could have caught it.
No doubt. They were just waiting on the football, and this time they come back running it. And Laney down to the 24-yard line. As now the Murphy Bulldogs, that momentum is staying on their side.
It is.
And Maroon Devils trying to figure out a way to get it back.
Yeah, especially there again, they came back with the strong side isolation, which means that rather than the wing back leading for the fullback leading for the wing back.
Now it's Ty Laney on the carry again. Ty Laney having a good ball game so far for the Murphy Bulldogs here as he's running it very well, along with Juwan Allen, Hunter Stalkup, and the quarterback Kellen Rumpelt. And now Murphy, 2nd down and 8. Wing on the right. Little play action.
Throw it.
Rumpelt back to throw, and it's going to be caught down at the 7-yard line. A diving catch down there, and we almost got a hand on it, but Murphy made the catch, and that's that's McCracken.
Yeah, what they're doing is flooding. That's just called flooding a zone or zones. You have 3 receivers running basically the same route at 3 different depths. And you got to have somebody else has got to replace, is what I used to call replace over there to that side.
Now it's going to be McCracken wide left. Allen in the wing on the right side now for Murphy.
Fullback trap.
And he runs it right up the gut. It's going to be down inside the 2-yard line. So now it's going to bring up 2nd down and goal from about 1.5 yards away. And Murphy has mixed in the play, the run and the pass really well on this drive.
They really have, and I mean, they're doing what they feel like they need to do to get upfield.
And ironically, they started inside their own 5-yard line, and now 3.5 minutes later, it's 2nd down and goal at the Maroon Devil 2.
Yeah, we started out pinning them down here in great field position, but they've reversed that on us and staying with the conventional wing tee, but they're running it out of 2 tight ends right here. No split receivers.
Stalkup and Laney are the running backs, and it's going to be didn't get in this time. They tried it again, and that's going to be Laney again, but he stopped short at about the
short. Same play, just looked at, run it out of different formation. They like the 2 tight end set down there so nobody can come off the edge and blitz into the backfield and cause any disruptions.
So it's actually no gain. Might have actually lost half a yard at the 2.5-yard line. So need now, 3rd down.
Yeah, we got a big stand right here. Then Murphy will have to make some decisions.
No question now. Again, it's going to be Laney and Stalkup in the backfield behind Rumpelt. Allen on the wing right side. Allen goes in motion now. Rumpelt is going to roll to the left side, looking for Allen. Looking in the end zone, throwing too tall. Yeah. Trying to hit Allen in the back of the end zone, but no room.
All right, brings up 4th down. This is an interesting concept for them. Now it's a little different.
Now does Murphy go for it on 4th and 2 or try to kick a field goal? I know a field goal has not been one of the weapons they've used a lot this year. And it looks like they're going to go for it. Here's, again, head coach Joseph Watson, his offensive coordinator Eric Laney will send the play in on 4th and goal from the 2. Actually, about the 2.5.
Yeah, about the 2.5.
This time, Allen.
This time they're going left without that extra tight end. They're going to run a split receiver over here. Just let's see those offensive linemen. There goes those 2 backs.
And they run to the left side. The Maroon Devils stopped him inside the 2-yard line. Outstanding play defensively. Leading the charge over there was Donovan Groenwald.
Yeah, they
number
tried
6.
They tried to run that trap, that buck trap over there, and we smelled it out. It was one of their fundamental plays, and both those guards pulling and giving it to that back coming over the top, and he got stuffed.
So a huge stop for the Maroon Devil defense on 4th down and a couple. Now the Maroon Devils have to go about 98, almost 99 yards with 7:24 to play 3rd quarter. Murphy up 21-14. And we got some Got a man in motion here. It's going to be Donovan Groenwald. That's been his cup of tea here tonight as we try to run to the right side, but Murphy stuffs us, and no gain on first down.
Yeah, it's not a safety. It's forward progress guy. Was out to about the 1 yard line, maybe 2 yard line.
So back to the original line of scrimmage, second down and 10. And just trying to get out of the hole right now, Coach, is trying to get a first down.
Yeah. We just got to have some kind of forward movement, and I don't know with the quarterback keeping it whether that's going to be that's a safe play, but I don't know if it's going to get us out of this hole.
So now split backs are actually in the end zone behind the quarterback, Gabe Lillard, under center. Gabe rolling to the right side, trying to get outside, got maybe a yard or two. It's going to bring up third down and still about 8, I'm guessing. They're going to spot it at about the 5.
Yeah.
So third down and long coming up.
Yeah, well, it'd be great if we could convert right here. We do have a wide side that we can consider here, throwing the football. But there again, if it's all in a matter of what Coach McMahon feels like we can get away with, still backed up there, inside the 5.
Yeah, this time Cooper is going to be the only wide receiver, single coverage over here, man-to-man coverage. Going to hand it off and try to run it, and it's close to a first down.
It's going to be close.
Out
It's
near the
going to be real
13
close.
yard line.
It sure is.
That was Josh Collins, looks like. Or was that Groenwald?
That was
on the carry?
Groenwald again. That's that wing back formation they're putting him at right there, letting both those backs or letting the
First
backs
down.
lead for him. Yeah, we did get it. That's great.
See, if we had instant replay, we could have watched that play again.
I'm not going to say it anymore because I'm driving y'all crazy. But I am going to go around the community and other communities and see if I can take up enough money for our producer to reintroduce instant replay. I promise it won't ever take me that long again, Joe.
We just need a bigger laptop, don't we? Is that it?
A bigger computer, folks. You heard it.
All right, first down and 10.
Oh, man.
And now outside the 10-yard line, just when we had a little momentum going, this is going to back up the Maroon Devil offense.
Yeah, with tough break right there. We just, Nolan Fisher jumped there just a little bit. He was a little too anxious to get off the ball. We may have changed the snap count up. He's beating himself up about it too. So.
Yep, first and 15 now.
Yeah, first and 15. At least we didn't lose it down on it. So it just makes it 5 yards tougher to get it.
Here we
get
go.
it on out of there.
Got a man wide on each side now. Split backs again. We hand off to the right side, but a yard or two, very tough yards. I tell you, Murphy's offense or defensive front starting to plug those gaps.
Yeah, they are, and they're still stunting up there a little bit. They're still moving their defensive linemen around. At one time, Murphy was an what I call a read defense. They read blocking schemes, and we were able to take advantage of them with some stuff. But when they start stunting like that, and right here they're going to that 5-man front with that linebacker walked up as an extra defensive lineman, running a shade-heavy offense.
Gabe back to throw,
There
down
it
in
is.
coverage.
Oh, that's a penalty. Should be.
Could have been
Should
pass
be.
interference.
He climbed his back.
Jawan
It is.
Allen on the back of Cooper Hyatt, but I still don't see a flag.
No, I don't either. And he climbed him. He climbed right up him. He did throw his hands up in the air, but he did climb his back.
Cooper wanted a penalty, didn't get one.
He didn't get it.
So now, Maroon Devils looking at third down and 13 after the incomplete pass. And again, want to thank all our people upstairs. Joe Holt, Kent Maxey down on the field, Emma Dingle up top wearing wintertime clothes. That wind is really, the wind chill factor is cold. Feeling more like winter instead of fall.
Exactly.
Here we go, third down and long. Maroon Devils, 4.5 minutes to play, third quarter, and it's going to be a handoff to Donovan Groenwald. Going to get some, but not even close. So now we're going to have to punt it back to Murphy here in the third quarter.
Yeah, fourth down here, we got to punt the ball out and try to hold him and not let any more big plays, man. Those big plays are killing us.
So right now, Murphy with a 21-14 lead. Don't forget, fans, we're going to be at Robbinsville Tuesday night. We're going to be right back here at Swain County Memorial Stadium and Boy Steets Field a week from tonight as we host the Cherokee Braves. And believe it or not, that's the final week of the regular season. Of course, both these teams, Murphy and Swain, already lined up in the playoffs. Here comes the punt. End over end. Good punt. Going to be picked up by Allen at the 44. Allen reverses field to the left side. Gabe is after him and trips him up. Gabe with the tackle at the 45-yard line where the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, Gabe is designated as our long snapper tonight, and they released him free upfield, and I believe that's where he came from. With Cameron being out, that Gabe's become the long snapper tonight, and you use whoever you can there. And it seems like quarterbacks and receivers and defensive backs have better hands as far as long snapping.
Yes.
It's not always your center who can do that so well. So you pick out the kid who can do that the best, and that's what you end up doing with them.
And that's an important part of your special teams. Murphy comes out running the ball, but they run into a big guy named LD. Is that LD Luke Quire?
Yeah. Well, they tried to run that fullback trap, and he smelled that out. And they did it by trying to fool him by pulling that onside guard, and he didn't bite.
And again, that's a true freshman, LD Luquire, 5'8", 255 pounds. As a freshman, big guy in the middle. He's trying to hold down that nose spot. And right now, the Maroon Devils have 4 men up on the front line. A 4-man front, 2nd down and 9. Murphy, one wing. And they turn and hand off, and that's going to be Ty Laney spinning down to the 50-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
And they're, with the ball down the middle of the field right here, they feel like they can do about anything they want to with it right now. And there again, they do have a wide side of the field, so I don't.
Zach Stepp is hurt.
Yeah, he's dinged up right there, that right shoulder. Probably got a stinger out of that melee right there somehow.
And going to have to call an official timeout because I hope it's not dislocated, which sometimes you can pop it back in. But I hope it's something real simple. And again, Coach, I hate to sound like a broken record, but this is what really concerns me about playing tonight and Tuesday and next Friday.
Coming right back, yes, sir.
Injuries.
It's an injury nightmare, sure is. And hopefully he can shake this thing off. We don't know. They'll have to get him over here and look at it and see what he can do with it. He's a tough young man. We'll see what he can do with it.
No doubt. One of our seniors, and Kerry Powell, will work on him over on the sideline. But again, Murphy's final game is going to be coming up next Friday. They're going to be at Andrews. Also next Friday, Robbinsville will be hosting Hayesville next Friday, as our Maroon Devils will host Cherokee next Friday. Hand off to the left side, and there's a big play defensively coming up over there. That looks like Donovan Groenwald again coming up on defense.
Wing back sweep, and there again, when those guards pulled, they read the linebackers and Grunwald. They read that in a hurry. They could see both those guards headed that way with him coming across the formation and getting the football.
So now 4th down, Maroon Devils will get it back. Cooper Hyatt is going to be back to return, and on the kick is going to be Peyton McCracken, a Bulldog senior, number 3. Good snap.
See if he fair catches this one.
Boy, he hangs this one high. No. Cooper, fair catch at the 22-yard line. And the Maroon Devils will get it back here. So, Coach, this third quarter has been a standoff with a minute 41. Is that a minute 41 or 14.1?
I believe it's 4. Yeah. Either way, you're right. We don't. It's hard for me and you to tell unless we're staring at the clock.
That's it.
But to your point, this is actually not a bad sign for us. Right now, it's just a matter of field position again. Yep. Let's get this ball back to midfield and start putting some pressure on Murphy. Murphy's not had a whole lot of pressure on him right now.
4-man front for the Dogs. Single coverage over here on the left side, and we run to the left side. And getting the football is going to be Collins. He said he never hit the ground, but the whistle blew at the 29.
I believe his shoulders did roll over, but when he came up and was already on his feet, he just decided he better keep on running, which was a good thing.
Yeah. So all 4 officials, or check that 5 officials, still working hard out there tonight. One of them got shaken up a little earlier, But, boy, I tell you, what a beautiful day and a great night for football.
It is a great night for football. We just got to find a way to get 2 scores on these people and make them sit down with the ball.
Here comes Gabe on the quarterback keeper to the left side of the option. He's got a first down out at the 34, almost 35-yard line.
Yeah, that's with both backs now leading him. There's no play fake to this thing much. He tries to make somewhat of a play fake to that first back. But the other back is absolutely headed up in the line of scrimmage getting it.
So now first down and 10, spotting at the 35-yard line. Coach, great time of the year. We got high school football, college football, NFL football. We got Major League Baseball. We got NBA started up. There's just a lot of good stuff.
Too much.
Yeah.
You can't watch it all.
If you're a sports fan, you got to love this time of the year.
Yeah.
Donovan in motion. First down and 10.
There's a sweep.
Collins getting the handoff,
Right.
and he's tripped
Good.
up, but still got 2 or 3 yards as he was hit at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and that's not a bad cut by him. He can take that ball outside, or he can bring it back to the inside. If he sees helmets popping across that line of scrimmage to the outside, he did the right thing. Stick his foot in the ground and get upfield.
Ty Laney on the tackle. As all our Smoky Mountain teams, so many players playing both ways here for both these teams tonight. Both teams with better numbers this fall as opposed to the spring. Second down and 6.
Going to that 5-man front again by using that other linebacker.
And that's the end of the third quarter. So it was a standoff in the third quarter, still 21-14. We're going to go to the fourth quarter after we take a break. Stay with us on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. 12 minutes of football left here in a huge Smoky Mountain Conference contest. As we mentioned, coming in, our Maroon Devils 2-0. Murphy 2-1 in the conference. Cherokee 2-1. Robbinsville 1-1. Andrews 1-2. Still very much a great race here in the Smoky Mountain Conference.
Yeah, this fourth quarter right here is going to mean a lot to us.
Oh, no doubt. 12 minutes of football. And so many things on the line. Groenwald in motion. Back
There's
to
a dump
throw.
pass. Overthrew him.
Bogdanovich was open.
Yeah.
Down just inside the right seam and just overthrew it.
That's 33 dump pass. If anybody, any older players that were watching that right there, and he split the seams between those double safeties we were talking about, and just overthrew him. Man, it was there.
No doubt, he was.
That's
just
one of them plays.
end.
And that's one of them plays you got to come back to in a little while. That's not just one-time play. If they're going to keep playing it back there like they are, there's nothing wrong with that.
So now, again, double safeties back for the Murphy Bulldogs. Third down. Maroon Devils need 6. Big third down here at our 39-yard line. Back to throw. Too tall again. Cooper had some room over there on that left side, but the pass way too high.
Yeah, it's just taking off on our quarterback right now. When you roll to your left and you don't get your feet all the way set, when you release that ball and your shoulders aren't squared, or you don't have that lead shoulder turned towards that receiver, that ball's going to sail on you. I mean, it's just a matter of physics. That's what happens when your shoulders are open.
Gavin landing on to punt now on 4th down and 6. Just under 12 minutes to play in this ball game. Back deep, Peyton McCracken and Juwan Allen. And it's going to be punted toward Allen. He didn't pick it up, though. He's going to let it bounce.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Murphy, it was actually downed by Gabe Lillard.
Yeah, it took a bounce right back our way. Normally that ball would have took off like a jackrabbit, but it didn't.
So now Murphy with the football, 1st down and 10 at the 29-yard line. They have the momentum in their corner. They have a 7-point lead, 21-14.
Yeah, and you know, here again, we're right back in that same boat. We've got to stop them. We can't let them. We don't want them past midfield. That's a given. But at the same time, it's got to be done the right way. We cannot let these people get out here and get to run up and down the field on us anymore.
This time, twins on the right side for Murphy. A little different set. Allen going in motion.
Making it trips.
Runfelt rolling.
There's
rolling,
that hole again
firing,
right
got
there.
His man,
Right
and there's a
underneath
first down at the 42-yard line. And again, just almost a little button hook.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's a deep hook pattern that they flood the zones. What they're doing is they're making the linebacker decide whether he's going to stay in the middle of the field or jump that route. And they've got another receiver if he tries to jump that route. So far, they've been successful throwing that because we're hung out right over there. We used to use a coverage we called kick coverage in this instance right here, and it helped us out a lot because it let those linebackers go ahead and cover that deep curl route.
At the 42-yard line, first down Murphy, 11:15 to play, fourth quarter. Got a man in motion. And the quarterback's going to run this one as he just runs right
isolation.
up the gut. And round the right side, Rumfeld still on his feet. Man, he's spinning and still on his feet. We finally pull him down at the 42-yard line. But I tell you, Rumfeld is a scary runner.
He was spinning and twisting and turning, and he was getting after it right there. And we took a couple of shots at him and missed him.
Yeah.
We've got to do a better job there again of just getting to him, getting our body on his body, and getting him under control.
That's it, getting him on the ground. First down and 10, Murphy now at the Maroon Devil 41-yard line. 11 minutes to play. Here in the fourth quarter, Murphy up by 7, 21-14. Don't forget, fans, we can't stress enough, going to be at Robbinsville Tuesday night. And by the way, we're not going to be able to broadcast that one live, so we want you to come over there and back up these Maroon Devils. We'll be there to try to record it and have it played back at a later time. First down and 10. Appreciate Joe Holt for passing that on. Got a man in motion now for the Dogs.
Fullback trap.
But they run it right up
Read
the gut.
again.
Only a yard, though. Good penetration.
Yeah, we read that one real good again and did a good job of getting all around the football in the line of scrimmage.
And that's a guy, we haven't seen him wear 33 much, but that's old Lucas Sutton out there.
Oh, yeah.
As 33.
He's switching jerseys on us about every other week, so I can find him out there, though, because of the way he's playing.
He makes plays.
And tonight, he just not had an opportunity to make many of the plays like he made last week and the week before.
Yeah, he had a huge game against Hayesville.
We're using a little bit of a tilt for defensive corner right here to the wide side of the field.
2nd and 9, Rumpelt to throw. Has plenty of time, wide open, and he got his man. There's McCracken. Just went up and caught it at the 30-yard line. He had plenty of room.
Yeah, and there again, they're running us out of our zones and then putting receivers underneath the zones that we're running out of. It's taking our safeties and our corners out, and they're basically just picking on our linebacker coverage.
So now, first down and 10, Bulldogs at the 24-yard line of Maroon Devil territory. 9:39 to play, fourth quarter. The chains are set. First down and 10, Bulldogs. This time they run twins out to the left side, which is the wide side of the field. Cooper Hyde over here. Also got deep coverage from Josh Collins back here. And they come running the ball.
Fullback trap again and didn't get it up in there. He actually ran into his offensive lineman because we stuffed it pretty good right there.
Big guy in there was L.D. Luquire again, that freshman.
Yeah, he's doing a great job right there. Just the great thing about it is they can't knock him off the football. And for their offense to work, if he stalemates them or gets any push upfield, they can't run those trap blocks because those guards can't maneuver in there.
And
they got to have the line of scrimmage to maneuver.
Leland Luquire, only a freshman, 5'8", 255. But he's really doing a good job in the middle of that defensive line. Second down now. Murphy needs about 6. They switch formations. Got a wing on the right side. Allen wide to the right side, and they run to the right side.
There's a buck sweep out of that pistol or shotgun formation they just ran.
Got about 3.
Yep.
Third down coming up now. 8:42 to play in the fourth quarter. Now coming back into the lineup is going to be Ben Payne, another big lineman, a junior. He comes in. Matthew Ferguson comes out, trying to keep fresh people there.
Yep, keep them moving around, got them doing different things. You find a couple of players who can do particular things on the line, especially with defensive linemen, and it gives you an opportunity to substitute them in situations.
This time, Murphy comes out one wide to each side, wing on the right side. Rumpelt, the quarterback, back in the shotgun. Rolls to his left.
Out route.
Has time. Got a man wide open over here at the 8-yard line. He steps out of bounds with a huge first down and goal is Peyton McCracken.
Yeah.
We were playing really soft there.
And we about had to because of the routes they've been running. That's a good play call on their part. All that was a 10-yard out, 8-yard out, And he broke it off quick because the combination routes they've been running, if you play them up there, you get any tighter on them, they're going to beat you right now with it.
Yeah, this time they go to the end zone. And plenty of time on the play clock, 8 minutes on the game clock. As Rumfeld, the quarterback, back in with the play. Again, not sure what the whistle is about, but
okay, we got a flag on Murphy's coaches over there for being out of the coach's box, and it's just a warning. Just a warning. It won't be a penalty. Just a warning for the flag got thrown to let them know that he's watching them and don't push the issue. I've seen a few of those in my career.
Oh yeah. Now in some conferences, I know they've made the coach's box bigger because of the COVID situation and giving people more room to spread out, so to speak.
I always thought it went down to about the 5-yard line anyway. That's where I ended up most of the time.
Allen in motion.
Sweep.
He gets the call. He cuts it inside, but he's not back.
He's not running over us this time.
And hanging on, and there's Carson Taylor. Who else?
Now, who else? And that's the play that they actually scored on earlier in the ball game, running that same play, and he just stuck his foot in the ground and went up in there, and this time he didn't get that opportunity.
Yeah, Carson plays a good linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
Our leading tackler on defense.
He should be. That's the way it should be.
Yep.
You got to worry when your secondaries are leading all your tackles, but we played a lot of schemes with outside linebackers that led us in tackles.
2nd down and 5 now. Murphy, 2nd and goal to go now. 7:22 to play. They're up by 7. Can the Maroon Devils come up with another big stop inside the 5-yard line? Rumfeld in the shotgun. Twins left. Allen in motion
Run
left.
that flood route again over here.
Rolling
him in
left.
the flat.
Firing down the
There
middle. Got McCracken wide open. He was right over the middle because everybody was going left.
Two going inside and one coming out, and it's just they're lined up down through. They got receivers stacked up. They're running similar routes at different depths, and it's just you can't get enough bodies in there all the time to cover them.
So now that makes it a 27-14 Murphy lead. 7:07 to play with the point after touchdown coming off the foot of Will Joyner here. High snap, they get it down and put it up, and the kick is going to be good. So that makes it a 28-14 Murphy lead. Fans, stay tuned. 7:07 to play. We'll be back after this timeout on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Will Joyner to kick it off. He squib kicks it down the middle, going to be picked up at the 30-yard line. Bringing it back over there looks like Gage Jones, and he's back out on a good return to the 44-yard line. So now the Maroon Devils, very good field position, Coach, and this is what you really want to try to have a good, fast drive.
Yeah, like we were talking about in the break, we got to answer now.
Yeah.
The clock's against us right now. We've got to answer on this drive to make it meaningful. It would take something miraculous if we don't, but we need to establish ourselves. We need to answer right now.
No doubt. Got to have a scoring drive here. Again, 7 minutes to play in the ball game. Down by 2 scores, 28-14. Got trips this time. 3 wide receivers. Groenwald going in motion to the left side. This time, Gabe back to throw. Got plenty of time. Firing. Got his man at the 41-yard line. Down to the 35. Down to the 30. It's going to be Cooper Hyatt. Again, now Cooper kind of bangs up his shoulder, but he pops up and tries to get it right back in as he comes to the sideline. I think he tweaked that shoulder a little.
It's either his shoulder or his ankle a little bit there because he got ankle tackled by the corner over here. The corner closed in there and just sat down on him once he saw him catch it and waited on him and ended up grabbing him by the ankle before he went down.
So now Maroon Devils, big first down at the 32-yard line. First down and 10. This time going wide to the left side. Got one man wide to the right side now for Gabe. Going in motion, Donovan again. He's been in motion a lot tonight. And it's going to be Gabe on the quarterback keeper to the 29.
Yeah, that's just a follow play right there, following the man who is normally the dive back, trying to get him up in there to get something broke. But we got a good start to this drive right here, and we just got to keep pressing.
Gage Jones checks back out. Cooper Hyatt coming back in. Cooper having a good season catching the football for the Maroon Devils on the season. 10 catches, 176 yards, and a touchdown coming into this game. Almost 18 yards per catch.
Yeah.
That's a big play guy.
That's a big play guy, and that's what you look. That's who you got to bank on.
That's it. He's got single coverage wide to the left side. Donovan again in motion, and the shotgun is Gabe. Steps up.
Good play call.
Pump fakes.
Throws it behind him. That should have been interference.
That could be
and
interference.
And it is. He never turned towards the ball.
Yep.
All he did was jump up in his face, and that is pass interference.
That's on Hunter Laney over there, who had his back to the pass, and he was trying to cover Cooper Hyatt.
Yep.
But again, you're right, Coach. Had his back turned.
If he never makes an attempt to turn back for that football or make a play on the ball, then it's pass interference if you make any contact at all. That's the way the rules are supposed to read. Now,
Right.
It's not always called that way, but
that's the rule.
That is the rule. If he had turned to make a play on that ball.
Now they're going to figure out where to spot the football, as it is going to be.
Do what?
Oh, now they
Wait
got
a
a false
minute.
start against the Maroon Devils. Now
That's
the
interference
interference
there, and they're
offset.
Well, now,
Offsetting
if
penalties.
it's a procedure penalty, it should have been blown dead before the ball was snapped.
Exactly. False
I
start.
don't understand that.
That's a weird call right there.
That is yeah. You got to blow that. It can't happen. That can't be. There's no such thing.
Never seen that.
No, you blow the play dead. If we do something wrong offensively, as far as procedure, then you blow the whistle and the play it doesn't count.
Yeah, but they let the play continue.
Yeah.
And then called it afterwards.
Yeah. But we'd have had a pass interference call and we'd had the ball down there. That's not right.
Here we go. Second down now. We still need about 8 to go. Gabe back to throw again. Looking, has pressure. He's going to run to the right side. Can he get outside? Yes, he can. 25-yard line, still on his feet, and will go down and be forced out of bounds at around the 25-yard line.
Yeah, there's a flag. Yeah.
And I think you may see a personal foul against the Murphy Bulldogs, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep, it is. And we saw that, I believe, on Jawan Allen.
Yeah.
Down there trying to make the tackle.
Now, unless we had another procedure call, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, they may invent another one here. Now, I was really bragging on them, but I've not ever seen that.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's such a thing.
So the ball is dead at the 23, but now they're going to mark out the penalty with 5:31 to play. 28-14 Murphy. It's going to be down inside the 15-yard line at the looks like they're going to spot it at the 12.
Yeah, we got to get this one in for sure.
That's it.
And then we got to play some D and get the ball back, and with just enough time to win this thing or tie it up.
So now Gabe under center. Twins right behind him. He's going to turn and pitch it. And he got it to Josh as he was hit down to the 11-yard line. Boy, that was almost a dangerous play, Coach, because Gabe got hammered.
He sure did. When it was a naked option, it was more like a run option there, just to simply get him out here, make them close on him, and him pitch the football. And I thought for a minute there he'd missed him.
Yeah, because he got hit. Yeah. And luckily, Josh got his hands on the ball and carried forward for at least a yard, but that was almost a loose football.
Oh, yeah.
This time, Cooper wide left. Gage Jones now got a man in motion over here. Gabe under center, split backs. Gabe going to throw again. Looking, end zone.
Touchdown.
Pass complete.
Yeah, buddy.
And
saw
again,
that coming the whole way. He made that cut. You could see it coming. Now we're in it.
That's a slant pattern. That's Gage Jones, number 16. Thought it might have been Cooper, but Gage on the slant.
Cooper was the decoy. Cooper was out here as an underneath receiver. They didn't want to drop off of him, and that's what made that end cut so open.
So now Gavin Lanning on for the PAT to make it a 7-point game. Getting the kick up, and boy, those are always important, and that one is good. 28-21 now, still 4:43 to play. Now it's up to the defense to get it done. Fans, stay tuned. We'll be back. It's a 7-point Murphy lead. We'll return in a moment here on the Maroon Devils Network. Back live is now Gavin Lanning will kick it off. Back deep to good return men, Peyton McCracken and Juwan Allen for the Bulldogs now. 4:43 to play. Time a factor, and obviously a 7-point game is a factor. Very short kick. Going to be taking a fair catch at the 36-yard line. So what's the strategy there, Coach?
Right here, it's just basic. It's going to boil down. You got to hold them. You got to get this ball back. I mean, Murphy's thinking is we just got to get first downs and get out of here. That we're thinking we can't allow first downs. If we do, we can't allow but maybe 1, 2 at the absolute most, and this thing's over. So
both teams with 3 timeouts left.
Yeah.
As again, clock management now is really big.
Yeah, it's really big. I can't see Murphy just coming out here and trying to air it out. They're going to want this clock to run. They're going to want to keep it in bounds for as long as possible.
And there they come, running the football
Isolation.
to the right side, getting about 3, maybe 4 yards out to the 40-yard line. And again, that's their goal right now, is have a time-consuming drive, force us to use our timeouts.
Yep, and you know, it's not a matter of them trying to score. Now, if it happens, it happens. Right. But it's just a matter right now of methodically trying to walk this ball down the field. And it's our job to make sure they methodically can't do that. You got to start. You may have to dig into some bags of tricks. You got to take some chances defensively because you are behind and you need this ball back.
No doubt. Second down now and 6 for the Bulldogs as they took 40 seconds off the clock. And we got a penalty flag. May have some false start on Murphy. Yep, 5 yards back.
Yeah, they got a little jumpy in there and got out of their rhythm this time.
Talking about penalties here tonight. The Maroon Devils, 2 penalties, 10 yards. Murphy, 7 penalties, 64 yards. So, again, penalties not been in Murphy's favor tonight.
Nope. And it seems like ours were so key that they really killed us because it was one of them was at midfield, I remember, and that really hurt us because we were, it's one of those points where we needed to establish some kind of momentum.
Second down, 11 now for the Bulldogs.
Shifting out of the regular wing tee. Now they may throw it.
Looking to the left side. There's McCracken. We miss a tackle.
Yeah.
And McCracken, they say, probably hit a knee at the 46. We didn't tackle him, but apparently he hit a knee as Zach Stepp got him.
Yeah, there again, I mean, he did that simply to get the first down. He thought he was near where to get the first down. Stay in bounds and keep his clock, keep it running. And there it is up there ticking with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go.
So now good execution by Murphy. As again, it is nearing 3 minutes, and they still have 30 seconds on the play clock, so they can run off another 25, 30 seconds, Coach. And boy, it starts getting critical now.
It is, and that's what I'm saying. They get this first down right here, then you can, all they got to do is run this clock out.
That's
period.
it.
And our timeouts won't be very effective. So right now, it's all a matter of we got to keep them from getting this midfield first down and try to get this ball back.
Got to have a stop. There's Rumpelt going straight ahead, and he gets 2, maybe 3 yards out to the 50-yard line, and now the Maroon Devils have apparently used the timeout.
Yeah, it's time to use it right there. It's if you're going to use it, you got to use them now because offensively, if you feel like you're going to get the ball back, you may save one for your offense, but you got to use them right now defensively.
And
got a cramp out there, and our kids are trying to help him get the cramp out of his leg.
So Boy, those are painful, but they do go away.
Oh yeah. That's not like that's a hurt, not an injury.
That's it.
We used to preach that a lot to our kids, and then finally I think they understood it, that you're going to get hurt, but what we're looking for is not to be injured, if at all possible.
I was trying to check and see if I could come up with any scores. Let me see if I can find any here. Right now in the third quarter, Robbinsville leads Andrews 14-7. Also in the third quarter, this is a shocker in the third quarter, Hayesville 22, Cherokee 8.
Okay.
That is very interesting. And again, that's third quarter.
Yeah, and there you go. You don't know.
Man.
But the thing about it is after playing Hayesville, I mean, you can see what they were capable of. We just got the momentum on them and didn't let them up. We put our foot on their neck there in the second half, and they weren't able to do much about it.
That's it. We had a big second quarter against Hayesville while one of their key players was watching from the sideline. He came back in the second half, but it was kind of too late.
It was too late for them, and we were playing lights out at that point in time.
A couple of finals, Mountain Heritage all over Madison, Mitchell all over Rosman. A couple of finals there. Hendersonville all over Brevard. I tell you, Hendersonville is loaded.
Yeah, they're
Smoky Mountain beating Tuscola right now 28-14, that game in the third quarter. Enka beating North Henderson 22-19, kind of a surprise. Pisgah all over East Henderson 28-7 third quarter. Franklin leading West Henderson 24-21 third quarter. But that's, to me, the biggest surprise of the night.
Yeah.
Hayesville 22, Cherokee 8 third quarter.
No doubt.
And right now, this one with 2:46 to play. Maroon Devils 2 timeouts left. Murphy with a second down, and they need about 6. And this, the next couple of plays are huge in this ball game.
Yeah.
And Murphy comes
Coming
running
with
to
the
the left
foot. There
side.
we go.
There's Carson
Third
Taylor
down.
plugging that hole.
Yeah.
And making a big tackle, and that's a big tackle at this stage in the game.
Got another timeout right there, and that's a good timeout call, in my opinion.
And another cramp.
Yeah, got another cramp. It's that kind of game.
This time it's the Maroon Devils. That's a guy who helped make the tackle, Nathan Bogdanovich.
Yeah.
Big number 81, who's been busy tonight.
Yep.
And he plays a good defensive position. He's in on a lot of plays. Sometimes he's there at that stand-up defensive end spot. And
they move him in and out. Sometimes they walk him off and get him some depth as a linebacker, especially in the wolf front. And, he does a great job of finding the football and does a great job tackling on the field.
Yeah, a lot of teams like to call those guys bandits.
Yeah.
They're not linebackers. They're not defensive ends. They're bandits.
We had different names for them because the whole bandit thing, I didn't. There was too many different ways of doing that. I wanted to name Ayers something that could we could definitely, because there's 2 different ones we used, and so we used the old ace and spy
Ace and
scenario.
spy.
We used those, and the spy player was half a linebacker and half a secondary player. The ace player was he was a linebacker and sometimes a defensive lineman, moving him in and out. And so it was we had a lot of fun with that over the years. And once the kids got into it and started understanding it, it was good to us.
And now, Coach, you're seeing against these spread offenses, you're seeing a 3-3-5.
That's it.
With 5 defensive backs.
And that's what ours started out as, and we just found out we could do different things with that extra linebacker.
Here we go, third down.
There
Murphy.
they moved. That's a penalty. Getting that
Murphy.
flat.
Oh, got a pass complete down there.
First
Big
down.
tackle by Josh Collins, but that is a first down. But there's a flag.
There should have been a flag thrown earlier. They moved.
Yeah.
They actually jumped. That's a procedure call that should have made back here, and nobody picked up on it.
Yeah.
They had an offensive lineman jump up before the ball was ever snapped.
And they never call that one.
Yeah.
But there is a penalty down field on that pass play.
I
Josh
think
Collins with a big tackle.
I think they're going to try to call it on the tackle
I
the
do
way
too.
he made the tackle. It wasn't helmet to helmet. He hit him underneath, right around his shoulder pads.
Yeah. It was just one of those, huge tackle, huge hit, and it is going to be against the Maroon Devils. It is.
That is BS. Pardon me, that is completely not what that rule's there for. Just because he didn't wrap him up, he's going to call helmet-to-helmet contact, and it was not.
And he's talking to Josh back there right now in the secondary.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a tough break for the Maroon Devils.
It's not right. That's not right.
And now Coach Blankenship really talking to the referee, and that's our last timeout with 2:31 to play.
He's asking, how can you make that call when he did not hit him in the head?
And there's Eric Stevenson, the defensive coordinator, also talking to the guy who threw the flag.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous call. It really is. That is not.
Yeah, Coach Stevenson real unhappy.
Yeah, that's not the intent of that rule whatsoever. No.
Now, if you lead with a helmet, that's another thing.
If you lead with it the motion was helmet to helmet contact, that was the penalty. It wasn't any other penalty. All he did was come up, hit him right up under his shoulder pads from behind, and drilled him. I mean, came downhill and drilled him. And there's nothing wrong. That's completely legal.
Sure.
And the flag came in late because there was no intent there. He didn't lead with his helmet. He hit him with his pads.
Well, basically the play should have been blown dead on the false start.
Oh yeah, there was a false start back here, and they didn't
call it.
We get a phantom procedure call. They actually commit it, and they don't get a call. So there.
So now first down and 10, Murphy. Now things are going their way. We have no timeouts left with 2:31 to play. Murphy up by 7. And, Coach, you're right. Now, basically, all they have to do is run out the clock.
Yeah, just run. We can't stop the clock.
Nope.
And I'm sure they're going to try to get at least one. They'll try to score from this point now that they've got this field position, but they're definitely not going to try to throw the football unless it's just a quick out route or something. Fullback trap, and he got stuffed immediately by Sutton.
Yep, there's Lucas again on a big play.
Lucas came, he read it all the way and come clean from the backside. That play actually was taking place away from him, and he just stepped right up and made the play.
So now, again, clock not on the side of the Maroon Devils here with 2:05 and counting. Let's try to get some more updated scores. Nothing new coming up right now, but our Maroon Devils in a bad hole here with 2 minutes to play.
Yeah, and the whole situation is boiled down right here by the calls that were made and the calls that weren't made. That's a very, very difficult situation.
Hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, and we can't stop the clock now. Run the isolation again to the strong side, and
ball is loose, but the whistle blew.
Yeah.
I'm afraid the whistle blew before it came loose. So now Murphy's looking at third down, but with 1:25 to play, they can let this clock run down to under a minute before they snap the ball with 3rd and 9.
Yeah, it's a heartbreaker. It is. But Murphy did what they had to do to try to come out here and win this football game. We did too. Both teams had some adversity. It just seemed like ours was at times worse, and there was times they out-executed us offensively.
Oh, no doubt. They had a couple of big plays. And, of course, a huge turnover, again, stays in my mind when we had momentum and could have been up potentially 14-0.
Yeah.
And now they run it one way, and that's going to bring up 4th down. But that all they have to do is take one more snap and the ball game's over. I'm not even sure if they have to snap it.
Well, if he downs it right there, if he should have to snap it.
Yeah, there's about 2 seconds in the play clock.
2 seconds difference. Now he could take a penalty, and then just snap the ball and run the clock out.
So some interesting play going on here tonight in the Smoky Mountain Conference. But again, nothing new there.
No, it's
wow.
It's part of playing in this league, and I hate it. I really do. You hate to lose a ball game.
And here's the final play, as now Murphy will just basically run around. The clock has run out, and that's the ball game, and Murphy wins it 28-21, Coach. Now, just looking at scores on the scoreboard, these other games have not been completed. But Hayesville leads Cherokee 22-8 in the third. Robbinsville leads Andrews 14-2 in the third. Score's
not right, Gary. We're hearing now. Yeah, we're hearing from down the way here in the press box that score is probably not right.
Well, I'm going from the Asheville Citizen blog. So
they're way behind it. Okay. Well, Asheville Citizen, they're a little bit behind the curve, I guess. Yeah, probably are. Yeah.
But anyway, one thing we do know, our Maroon Devils fall to 2-1. Murphy goes to 3-1. So now everybody in the conference has a loss. Most of the teams, except Swain and Robbinsville, have already played 4 games. Our Maroon Devils in Robbinsville, after tonight, will only have 3 conference games with 2 to play.
Right.
So this thing is still basically, it's kind of like the lottery with all those balls popping around. It's still up in the air.
It can go either way. It can go anywhere right now. Nobody is in the driver's seat right now. That's the thing about it. Nobody is.
No. So it's going to be interesting to see after tonight. But again, the Maroon Devils are in no worse than a tie for second. Murphy right now is just ahead because they're 3-1. Our Maroon Devils are 2-1. If Robbinsville hangs on to win, they would also be 2-1. So now if Cherokee can come back and beat Hayesville, they'll be tied with Murphy at 3-1. So again, it's wow, it's going to come down to next Friday, Coach, before it's all decided.
That's right, and most of it, there again, I'm kind of glad it is doing that in the Smoky Mountain Conference because you get 1 or 2 teams that's dominant, then everybody's just waiting on those 2 teams to play. Right now, you don't know who's going to come out with this thing. Nobody is really truly a front runner in any shape, form, or fashion. So there you go.
We saw that here tonight.
Exactly.
Now here's the scenario. Of course, we know every team in the conference is going to be in the playoffs. That's a given.
Right.
So right now the teams are playing for a conference championship and seeding in the state playoffs.
Yeah, which everybody knows that has become so important, especially with your one-loss record and your seeding. That determines your home games you get, how far you're going to have to travel, and a multitude of other variables that are in there.
Oh, no doubt. Fans, again, our final 28-21, as Joe Holt told us during the broadcast, we're going to be at Robbinsville at Big Oak Stadium Tuesday, but we will not be live, we understand. Can't do a live broadcast, but we're going to be there recording it so it can be played back a couple of days later maybe.
Now, that would be a truly instant replay. Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
So that's the scenario, fans. And again, next Friday, a week from tonight, Maroon Devils will be right back here hosting the Cherokee Braves. The other games left in conference play besides the Tuesday game, Swain at Robbinsville. Next Friday, Cherokee will be here at Swain. Next Friday, Murphy will be at Andrews. And also next Friday, Robbinsville will be hosting Hayesville. So a lot of good football, and boy, that keeps the fans involved.
Well, it is, and everybody wants to be the best, okay? But if you can't be, you got to be in the hunt.
Yeah.
All right. If you got to have a dog in the hunt to even be a part of it. So right now, like we say, there's 4, maybe 5 teams that still have a dog in the hunt for this conference championship.
And what's interesting, Coach, we may have some tie scenarios.
Oh, yes.
We may have to get some tiebreakers involved.
That it was always interesting to drive up to. We would meet up at the head of the Nantahala Gorge in front of a post office, exchange tapes, and toss a coin to see who was going to be who was going to have the home field advantage. We've done it down here in this field house. I don't know how many times because we were kind of centrally located. We would have coaches representing other schools just going waiting to see what the outcome of the game was because there was going to be a tie if certain people won. So,
well, I can remember this has only been. I'm guessing, 3-4 years ago, maybe more. But I remember Coach Blankenship went to Cherokee High School. He was up there with Kent Briggs and I believe David Gentry, and those 3 had to draw straws for the scenario that year.
Oh yeah, it's happened several times to us over the years, and you'd set it up the week before. Okay, if you win, then you're going to be in this tie.
Yeah.
If you lose, you're going to be in the tie. If you don't, and you win out, then there's no tie. The second place will be the tie, and all this other stuff. But it had to be decided because, excuse me, one team would beat another team. That team turned around and beat a team that beat the first team, and it was just a round robin going around.
Yeah, well,
but,
I remember
but
that.
I really think that's the best. That's the way that it should be in this conference.
Yeah.
That's just the way I like it like that.
And this conference is so competitive, and this year maybe more competitive than we've seen it
in a
long time.
Yes.
With only 6 teams, we're one team less this year.
You're right.
But 6 teams, and 5 of them still very much involved.
Yeah, a lot. Like I said, a lot of parity, a lot of good things are happening. I hate we dropped this one tonight. That would have put us in the driver's seat.
Oh boy!
But now it throws us into these scenarios, and we're still not out of the ball game yet. And I'm sure that's exactly what Coach Blankenship is going to preach to his players this next week. And now Murphy's saying, okay, we're back in this hunt again, because if we'd lost tonight, then we'd have been uphill struggle. But now they're right back in the hunt.
So a lot to play for and a lot of football left. And, hey, it's all going to come down to next Friday night, which is the final night of the regular season, believe it or not.
Right.
2 weeks from tonight, the playoffs start.
Exactly. It's 2 weeks from tonight, and Lord knows where that's going to go. We don't know, and I wish we could give you some insight, but there is no insight right now.
No doubt about it. We'll have to get Toby Burrell to crank up his crystal ball and look at all the scenarios that will drive anybody crazy. So
he's going to have about 4 or 5 crystal balls to do this, I think, for right now anyway.
Fans, that's going to wrap it up tonight. Again, we're not live Tuesday. We'll record that and have it ready for a broadcast. But then again, we'll be live here next Friday night at Swain County Memorial Stadium. Until then, have a great weekend, and thanks for listening in. So long from the Maroon Devils Network.